everybody? I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com, and welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. We have a lot to talk about tonight. It's time to get your financial freedom papers. This is what we've been working on for 4 years now. It does not stop because, as you know, time changes things. What you could do 4 years ago, you can't do now. The state of the economy is totally upside down and different. Interest rates are higher than ever. Inflation is higher than ever. The cost of living is higher than ever. So you can't do the same things you did before. So those financial freedom papers, if you have them in order, at least you can stem the tide. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the topic is get your financial freedom papers. It's crucial. But guess what? The Fed is saying the time is now. We're going to talk. And it's SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream where members only with the icon can be in the chat room. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here once again. Please share the videos. If you can't get in the chat room tonight, there could be a reason. Members from all the platforms, you have to be a member, and then you can be in the chat room. And if you can't get in the chat room tonight and you watch the instant replay, of course, everybody can make comments down below on the replay. Let's see who's in the house tonight. Let me know if you received the YouTube notification. If you saw the YouTube trailer, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's see who's in the house tonight. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings the tagline, "Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. He's receiving a notification and trailer every time. He's locked in. What about the other 12,000 people, YouTube? Once again, Laverne Penix, thank you so much with the icon next to your name and the financial support. Much appreciated. And he's also known in these parts, ladies and gentlemen, as Mr. Cool here in the SSN Nation. All right, Georges Charles is here, the newest millionaire in the SSN Nation, because he has the record tied with several others for real estate properties in the Dominican Republic. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name as well. And he says his tagline, "Hi, money people." Hello there to you too, Georges Charles. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Byzantine Red is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Greatly appreciated. From another platform member, I just keep going up and up. Here we go. There we go. Byzantine Red. That's markets are going up. All-time high in inflation. Interest rate hike of even 0.25%. Inflation all-time high. Did I say that already? Cost of living all-time high. Can I say that 5 times? Credit card debt, all-time high. Mortgage debts, all-time high. But somehow, the Fed is able to do some sort of soft landing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you call bank failures, bank bailouts, a soft landing where you, the taxpayer, is going to have to ultimately pay for it, I don't call that a soft landing. It's a soft landing for you-know-who, the top 10 percenters who don't lose. Nobody's coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, you can get this gear at the StopStrugglingNow.com website. But nobody's coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen. Professor is here Auntie Val is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Of course, she has the icon next to her name, and she's also known here as AKA Professor, business entrepreneur, and all around great person. She has her tagline, good evening, fam, with the heart, with the strength and the support. She's got the notification as well. That's 2 people that's received the notification. We need more. Let me know if you guys have received them. And also, we can't wait for that beachside coffee. She's working on her next project, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to show this love and support. So we're waiting. We're waiting. So get ready. George's Charles, top 3 of them mentioned by Eric. There you go. Exactly. Come to think of it. Yes. 4 projects owned, and you own him in the top 3. Exactly. And when we add a top 5, he owns into the top 5. That's where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. And I didn't drop the video. I had other matters I had to attend to. But Victor Marrero is here, another member of the real estate crew, making his money passively. This is what you're going to have to do right now, ladies and gentlemen. And Victor Marrero with the icon next to his name. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings one of 2 taglines this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. That's what we got to do. We're trying to get you financial papers, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't understand what that means, you want financial freedom. You want to be able to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to work paycheck to paycheck. You want to sit there and say, I want more than $1,000 in my bank account. And the reason I mention that, 70% of the population does not have $1,000 in their bank account. 60% doesn't even have 500 in their bank account. This is how dire. And if you think those numbers are crazy, wait till they actually start doing calculations over the next 6 months, because that is before 10, 12, 15% inflations have went up. So if 70% of the people already didn't have any money, what do you think happens if it costs you an extra $400, $500, $600 per month to live? Clearly there's a problem, right? So we don't want you in that problem. That's why you have to be here in the SSN Nation, SSN University, SSN Academy, the free university, ladies and gentlemen, and the No Guru Zone. If you have questions Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because on Monday and Friday, you don't have to be a member of with the icon. You can actually be anybody and be in the live chat rooms. But the reason I run these live streams is so people can ask questions in the chat room. There's a lot of people that talk a lot of noise, tell you all this stuff that they want to do, but they don't want to come on and answer questions. Because as you know, you can say anything, but when somebody says, hey, hold on a second, how are you telling me that inflation is X amount when you already printed up an extra $8 trillion over the last 12 months? Where are you getting this $8 trillion? Yes, that's it exactly, ladies and gentlemen. So when somebody says, oh, yeah, we're going to bail out banks and we're not going to have taxpayers pay for it, then you can be on a live stream and be like, excuse me, how are you going to pay for this? Well, you know, we're going to take it from this fund over here. And then you get to respond with, yes, but that fund that you're taking it from is actually paid into by taxpayers. So you can sit here and say you're not using taxpayers' money, but in reality, you are taking it from someone else who the taxpayers fund. So there's a problem there. You're lying to us. And see, that's the whole thing. And that's why we have to have scripted question and answer series when the Federal Reserve chairman comes on. And this is why people that are there are reporters. They're not into financial situations. That's the biggest difference, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we are here in the SSN Nation, because we don't want you to lose. And we want to put you in position so you can win eternally, so you can have some fun. All right, Miracle Bro is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings the Avengers Unite, SSN Nation Unite. Thank you so much, Miracle Bro. The young gun is in the house once again, making things happen for himself, doing another real estate mogul in the making, and investment mogul in the making as well. Auntie Val, Fed lies, banks die. Very well said, Professor. That's exactly right. That's how it works. The Federal Reserve is out here playing games, ladies and gentlemen. All I want to do is just point out one thing, because I'll point it out every time. The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates for the last year, year and a half, right? So all I want to know is, if the Federal Reserve raised interest rates a year ago, and then they raised interest rates 9 months ago, then they raised it 6 months ago, then they raised it 3 months ago, how is it that the stock market continues to rise when it actually costs more money to borrow, more money when people lend, and people have to pay back more money because of the interest rate increase? How is it that this is a good thing? How is it that the stock market doesn't go down? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason. When you are able to give the top 10% billions of dollars under loan disguise, bank bailout disguise, they can buy their own stocks back up. They can actually go buy up cheap assets. They can do all kind of stuff, just like you would be very, very well if somebody just handed you $200,000, $300,000 after you effed off $300,000. You would be in a much better position because you took a risk with your first 300, and now you have another 300 that you can now say, okay, I don't need to take risks, but now I can go out here and buy up something that is profitable. That's how it's going down. That's why you better get on board, ladies and gentlemen, because the Fed says time is now. You have to understand, when the Feds are talking, like Professor Antival says, Feds are lying to you and banks are dying, but the banks are holding your money. That's the problem. And they're creating inflation. That's the other problem. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? Because this is crucial, ladies and gentlemen. You're in part of the middle class now. If you make less than like $120,000 a year, you're part of the middle class. You're not immune. You're going to be screwed just like the rest of us. So you better start thinking, I need to figure out where these assets are. What are the assets? Identify how are you going to make money, extra money coming in your future. If you think you're going to be able to work at a job and think you're going to be able to absorb 15 to 20% inflation increases every year, you're going to be under a sad, mistaken roof. Things are going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. There's going to be the haves and the have-nots, because $8 trillion is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. You know what the money supply says? $35 trillion in debt. They're putting up another $8 trillion in the last year and a half. Quantitative easing. That's what they put into the money supply. You're in trouble. We better get extra streams of revenue, even on top of what we're doing now. And that's what we're all working towards. Brian P. is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline. Hello, Eric. Hello, SSN family. Hello to you too, Brian P. Another investor extraordinaire as well, looking for those assets to make money while he sleeps, that passive income, because the Fed says it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe the Federal Reserve sat there today and started talking about crazy? How does this sound? Banks are failing. We've reached our target of federal rate hikes. And yeah, we might bring it down later on this year. That is a go sign, ladies and gentlemen. The go sign, they're trying to actually move it into, here we are in March, it's going to be April. What did I tell you? After July, August, September, I fully expect an interest rate decrease this year, because they cannot go to 5.5, 5.25, 5.75. Because their friends have to keep paying interest on top of interest on billions of dollars. It's that simple. If you owed 3% on $1 billion, what happens when it's 3.5? This is why 5% is about the tipping point. and they will not try to get up to 5.75 or 6% because they're scared. The economy isn't what you think it is, and they're wiping out us, the little guys, to save the few. The 200 million people in America, hold on tight. All right? Hold on tight. It's going to be, if you don't have put yourself in position, I've been talking about it for 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. You have every reason to ask questions, figure it out, look at previous videos, because you have to take chances. Some of us are taking chances right now. For instance, Miracle Cash and More is out here trying to do something in the crypto fiat world. They're over in Europe taking advantage of no competition. They're sitting there building crypto stores. Now, crypto stores already exist in Europe. That's not new. That's not even a thing. People go in and do exchanges, swap fiat for crypto. That's a thing, okay? What's not a thing is when you're running around talking about, I have a point of sale system that does fiat and crypto, and we have thousands of these units, and we want to place them in your store, and we're cheaper than MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and the First Data. All right? Now, I'm bringing you also machines that can do fiat and crypto. Now what? We have a problem here. And then when I'm bringing in some other things where I'm able to loan you something based on a stable coin that we have at Miracle Cash and More, and I'm going to give you a loan against our stable coin. You have to pay us back in a stable coin. I like that too. Why? Because we're going to charge you less rates than the regular guys out here that you have to finance through. All those transactions create profit because you're not having to work for the transaction, just the initial setup, and then forget it. That's it. Once it's set up, you got passive income coming in. Now you just keep stacking exponentials. As you guys know, we talk about stack exponentially here, because once you make $1,000, if you can duplicate that, and it doesn't have to be 1,000 again, it could be 500 again, or 400 or 300 again. Once you set it and you don't have to do anything again, now it's just a matter of, okay, I get 1,000 from this guy every month. I get 200 from here. I get 2,500 for here. I get 500 here from here. Now it's just about setting it up and keep it going. And now you're stacking. And there you go. That's the whole reason we talk about when we're buying real estate, especially when we're talking about pre-construction. If you can get them cheap enough, you can get more than one unit at the same time. Now you're exponentially stacking, because if you said, hey, I have 2 units and I only spent $200,000, and one unit says, well, I can get $75 per night and I can get it 80% annually, 80% occupancy annually, but the other one only gets 20% occupancy annually. Well, guess what? I'm still winning, because the value of my property is going up, and what I'm making pays for what it costs me, plus money in my pocket. Even if that scenario happens, you're still going to win. Now, the Fed says time is now. The reason why time is now, ladies and gentlemen, is because that's a signal that the guys who are getting all this money, they can sit there and say, you know what? Did he just say all is now? That means another 0.25 maybe in July. We can withstand another 0.25 based on if they're giving me $5 billion. We can deal with that in the short term, because in the next 6 months, he's going to take that back. And in the 6 months after that, it'll be down another whole point. Man, let's go. You got to understand who you're working with around here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand the game that you're playing. And you guys are fortunate, because that is the game. Georges Charles is here. It takes a while to feel the effects on the interest rate hikes. More pain to come. Thank you so much for mentioning that. How did you know I was going to talk about this tonight, Georges Charles? Look at this right here. Here we go. The Fed announces 9th straight interest rate hike, 25 basis points. We already knew what was going to happen, right? You guys knew this a month ago. They can't do 0.5. They can't do any 0.5 or higher. We already knew this. Nobody needs to play games acting like they're dumb, like it wasn't going to happen, because they know they can't keep going on trillions of dollars. 0.5% of 0.25 on trillions of dollars is enormous. 0.5, a half a point, is tremendous when you're talking about, hey, man, you have $1 trillion over here. Give me 0.5%. You guys, that's not chump change. All right. Some countries don't even have that as a GDP, just to give you an idea. All right. Let's get real. This is craziness what they're doing out here. All the while devaluing our currency, which means it's going to cost us more to live. All right. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about right now tonight, because a lot of people don't understand the urgency, that the crucial urgency that they need to understand getting their financial freedom papers in order. Sometimes, even if you have to live paycheck to paycheck, you have to do what the rich do. You take a large percentage and you live paycheck to paycheck, but instead of buying groceries and, well, I have to say we all have to buy groceries, but using it as disposable income, like you're going out to movies, going out to party, whatever, wasting it, you're turning that into throwing it into asset classes. So you're still going to be broke, but your money's going into assets. That's the idea that you want. That's what the rich people do. And you guys have to understand this. The wealthy people do that. Okay, look here. With the move, the central bank has increased the federal funds rate from nearly zero in March 2022 to a range of 4.75 to 5%. Here we are. This sets up the July or sooner, another 0.25. So we'll be at 5% to 5.25. They'll be at their target number. So now everybody can rejoice. The fact of the matter is that home prices haven't went down 50% like I envisioned is incredible, but so what? The fact of the matter is this is going to be very interesting, because once this takes off next time, I keep warning you, if the markets do not correct themselves, and I'm just going to use the housing market is by far the biggest and most profitable way that the United States can manufacture money, because remember those derivatives. Every time you sign a loan paper, that loan paper has a value, a full value. All right. So you buy a house for 700,000, that loan paper is 700,000. Even though you might have only put down 70,000, even though you might be paying $6,000 a month or whatever, the 700,000 is good when I go see somebody else and say, hey, I have 10 of these. 10 times 700,000 is $7 million. Who will give me $3 million today? Because I don't want to wait around for this, whatever, these $70,000 per month. I don't want to wait around for that. Okay. That's going to take me a few years to get to 3 million. I need the 3 million now so I can go out here and buy some assets. That's how money moves. So you have to understand what is happening. And when you can get millions of pieces of paper that homes are costing 700,000, 500,000, 1 million, 800,000, millions, and people grab these up. Lenders are out here lending. They could have 1,000 of these pieces of paper. And when you start doing 1,000 times 700,000, 1,000 times 500,000, this is no chump change. They can turn that into money out of thin air. So you have to keep that in mind. You want to do this same thing. This is why you need real estate at this point, because when these guys start reducing interest rates, all real estate will increase dramatically, and you're going to be caught in the crossfire. If the housing prices don't come down and a house costs 500,000, when they turn this into interest rates going down, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be starting from a $500,000 position. And that $500,000 house, when they get this thing down to 3% interest rates, that house is going to be worth like $1 million. So you want to ride the wave for free. That's why you have to put yourself in position with some sort of real estate. Now, let's get into this. Look at what will get more expensive with the rate hike. You have to understand auto financing, clearly, credit cards, clearly, student loans. This same thing that you're seeing right here is exactly what happens when they're borrowing. Who's ever borrowing, whether your business is out here borrowing, whether the hedge funds are out here borrowing, in the background, these 0.25 prices is actually doing the same thing to them. Credit cards, because it's credit, it goes, your APR is prime plus whatever they want to add on. So again, you're going to be in 20, 22, 23 percentiles when you have credit cards. Student loans, same thing. 3.73, another whole percentage point is significant for every thousands of dollars that you are borrowed against. Variable rate loans, you're getting wiped out. All right. You're getting wiped out. Look at HELOCs are now 7.7 on average. You're getting wiped out. It's crazy. So these are the four things that you can easily see. And this is just for ordinary citizens. Imagine companies that are invested in this industry, right? Who are using these facilities as a business. And we're not talking about thousands of dollars. We're talking about millions. All of this affects them as well. All right. So these are some of the things that you have to think about. And here's the other thing that you have to think about. 90% of homeowners didn't realize how expensive it would be. See this here? 75% of Americans who moved last year have regrets. Okay, you guys already know. You were supposed to get rid of your stuff in 2020, 21, or 2020. And then after you didn't, then you have to stay because you're going to have a lower interest rate. There's no reason to move after interest rates started skyrocketing. So you guys already knew that. All right. So these are the things right here, ladies and gentlemen, where they get you. And you got to get your freedom papers right. All right. You are going to have to get your freedom papers right. All right. Let's see. More pain to come. Exactly right, Georges Charles. That was it. Robbie D Solutions is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And in these parts, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know. But if you're from Philly, you might find him. DJ Robbie D from Philly is here. And he says his tagline, "What's up, SSN Nation? Let's get this knowledge." Thank you so much, DJ Robbie D Solutions. I appreciate it. The knowledge is here, ladies and gentlemen. What are you going to do with it? That's the question. Can you be proactive? Is there some way you can make it happen? Victor Marrero says, stock market took a dive late afternoon. It reacted to Powell stating inflation will continue and the increase of interest rate by a quarter. Dividend monthly passive income is still growing. Exactly, Victor Marrero. There's another reason. He just mentioned it. Dividend investing, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about this for the last 3 years. Last 3 years, 2020, we were talking about dividend investing. You can get 15, 16, 17, 18% return on your money as long as the company is still making profits so they can give you the dividends. But if you want to hear something crazy, since Victor Marrero has done this, it's in my brain now because he was reminding me. But this stock right here, M as in Mary, V as in Victor, O as in Oscar, ladies and gentlemen, just go look at it. Look at the dividends they're giving out right now. Go look at the oil crisis and crunch when they need to store oil, and go see DHT. D as in David, H as in Henry, T as in Tom. And MVO is M as in Mary, V as in Victor, O as in Oscar. Go see what those dividends are. Go see what ORC's dividends are. Go see what IEP as in Paul dividends are. So when you start looking around and you're like, wait, these guys are giving me 15, 16, 17, 18, 20% on return on dividends. Please give me those dividends. You're going to be very hard pressed to get a 15, 10, 15, 20% raise every year. That's not going to happen. And now you understand why the wealthy, instead of them going out here, going to the movies, going partying, going to buy all this liquor and doing all this crazy stuff, cars that go down in value, they're sitting there going, no, I'm going to throw all my money into something that gives me 15% return on my money every year. Because 3 years from now, after it's reinvested, now that same money is working for me and I don't even have to put money in, and it's earning me 15, 16, 17% return. Because remember, we started out at 15, but when we reinvest it, now we're actually buying more shares using their money, and more shares means more dividend money coming in while you sleep, while you have to do nothing. By the way, did you guys realize that a millionaire lives right next door to you? Their average home price is $400,000 or less. That's right. Their car is generally under $30,000 and it's used. I'm just saying, the social media, TV, movies has people way out of whack. You live right next door to one, but you'll never know it. All right? Because they don't do what you see all these other people do. So that is another key factor right there. Notice what I said. On average, their cars are under $30,000. You heard that. Their homes are under, on average, $400,000, or around 380 to 400. Are you hearing me? They're not out here doing this. I'm going to go live in a mansion for $1.5 million, $2 million. Sure, people that are wealthy live in $1 million homes. That's very true. But the guys who are just your average Joe, that's a millionaire that's sitting at the coffee shop in his overalls and jeans and whatever, you don't know who he is. No, that's because he's not wasting his money on all this frivolous stuff. He's actually buying assets, and then he buys cheap liabilities so he can do what he needs to do. It's a function. So therefore, you'll never know. But that's the key right there. This is crucial time, ladies and gentlemen. Once they take off from doing interest rate increases, not only will inflation keep going higher, cost of living will keep going higher, devaluation of money will keep going down. If you don't get things in order in the next 7 months and get yourself some more assets that can pay you back, once this economy takes off, it'll be a bull run for everything. Bull run on stock market, so you better be getting stocks. Bull run on real estate, you better be getting some real estate. Bull run on crypto, so you should be getting some crypto. Oh, wait, hold on. Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'll just stay with those two. All right. Or you need to be in a program like we are with Miracle Cash and More, or DebtBox Node, where you have crypto that is backed by real businesses that make real money. Now they make money, not later, not promises. Now the company makes money. They have stores. They are actually real businesses, licensed and regulated in the jurisdiction that they're operating. Their partnership deals are verifiable. This isn't hocus pocus no more. Miracle Cash and More is down below. Please go sign up. You can become a free affiliate and refer other people. But what you want to do is just sign up. All right. It takes you over to Cashflow NFT website. Sign up as a free affiliate. After that, you can start doing some research. Please use the link down below. You want some free stocks from Robinhood and Webull? The links are down below in the description as well, below the video. If you want some 4% APY at Wealthfront now, how cool is that? Wealthfront is a pseudo, I'll just use it for most people know, hedge funds or ETF funds, or a fund that manages your money. Anything that you put in up to $5,000, they charge you 0 fees. 4% if you're on their savings program right now. 4.3% annually is what they have coming back. Okay. Here we go. Eric, I forgot to mention some projects like Cruise. Register as Comfort Tour. That means no property taxes to pay for 15 years and don't have to pay no transfer tax of 3%. Exactly. Yeah, I forgot all about that too, because most projects have Comfort Tour. Because you're okay, first of all, it has to be under $150,000. That's the thing. So if the projects we generally discuss are under 150,000, and therefore you generally have Comfort Tour. But good points all nonetheless, because I didn't mention Cruise Online as having Comfort Tour because I figured it was standard issue. But you're right. When I did the #1 video for top 3 projects, I didn't mention the Comfort Tour. But thank you so much. Victor Morrell says tomorrow would be a bloodbath at the market. Continue to add to the dividend bag. Time to double down on JEPI and SCHD. Agreed. JEPI is JP Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Schwab is HD. These right here, we're at 11.8% dividends for JEPI. I like JEPI. I have something in JEPI. Reason why, they're a Fed bank. They're too big to fail. And, well, let's just call it what it is. JP Morgan's not out of pocket. They haven't been out of pocket in a long time. They're actually one of the banks that are like stable. Now, Wells Fargo, B of A, all right, I have no love for them. All right, I'm just saying. So there you go. JEPI and SCHD gives out dividends, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out for yourself. The stock for JEPI, I don't know SCHD because I'm not involved with that, but stock with JEPI is should be somewhere around $52, $53 a share. They give out around $6.25. Anywhere We could save. Exactly. You have to save. See, that's exactly a great point, Georges Charles. You want to get your financial freedom papers. Here's the thing, you have to reduce your expenses. You can't just go good enough. If somebody offers you Comfort Tour where they say, hey, you're saving 3% and you don't have to pay any taxes for 15 years, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, hold on. That's a deal just kind of like Amazon gets. You come over here, invest, or shall I say, bring your business over here. We'll give you free land. You don't have to pay taxes for 15 to 20 years. You get to keep all that money in your pocket. It adds up. If you have a property that's $100,000, that's $3,000 that you just saved for the transfer tax. You're also saving every year the taxes that you would have to pay. 15 years, you don't have them. So that is very, very major. So keep that in mind. Property taxes, as everybody knows, is going to go up. You have no escape, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the things why I always call a home a liability. I'm not telling you to buy a pre-construction property to live in it. I'm telling you to buy pre-construction property so you can use it as a rental property, a short-term rental or a long-term rental, or some way that you can get a return on your investment. Because homes are liabilities. That's how they fooled you all these years. You're out here thinking, oh yeah, it's great. You know what they're great for is because there's no realm. You have no realm or no knowledge of how much it's going to cost you next year for staying at your house. Think about this right now. This is how serious this is. They have you out here going, yeah, buy your home. It's an asset. It's the American dream, right? It's a nightmare. Think about this right now. I dare anybody. Can you tell me how much your taxes are going to be next year? How much your HOA, or if you don't have one, it doesn't matter, but how much your HOA is going to be? Can you tell me how much your gas, electric bill is going to cost next year? Can you predict what's going to go out in your house that you're going to have to replace or need repair? Those things right there. Do you know how much your insurance is going to be on your house next year? Your answer is going to be, I have no idea. The fact that you have no idea means you can't plan. You cannot plan. But I'll tell you what you can plan on. All of them are going to go up. All right. So ask people that live in the hurricane zone. All of a sudden they can't get insurance, or if they do get insurance, they have to pay ridiculous rates. That's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. That's where a home has no real value, because they have you all caught up. Everybody here in the SSN Nation knows you're caught up. I'm going to illustrate something right now just so everybody understands why your financial freedom papers are being affected, because you don't realize how it's being affected. So when you think, I finally made it, I got my brand new house, you go in your home and you're saying, they're telling you, okay, it's $1,000 a year for your insurance, right? Good. They're telling you, oh, your real estate taxes this year, they're only $5,000. You're like, I'm good. We're good. Okay. All this sounds good. Your electricity and all that, they go, you get your bills and you're like, it's $350 a month. Okay. You're good. What you're not going to be good for is a year from now when they tell you, hey, excuse me, check your letters that just came in the mail, because you know your house was valued at $500,000, but now home prices went up, so your assessed value has went up too. So instead of $5,000 annually, you now have to pay $6,000. You're like, what? Another $1,000 a year? Some people would say, that's not much. That's $100 more. Okay, fine. Your insurance calls and says, hey, your insurance isn't $1,000 anymore. It's $1,100 now. Your electric, water, sewer, and gas says, okay, it's not $300 anymore. We had to do a 5% increase. So yeah, okay, you're going to be paying $315, $320 now. HOA says, well, we can't afford this. Instead of $100 a month, it's going to be now $130. All this stuff adds up, ladies and gentlemen. And before you know it, you're paying an extra $500 to $700 or $1,000 more per year annually to live in your house. Now, everybody knows where I'm going with this, but I'm going to show you something, because there's a lot of people here that get on this home bug. And I'm going to tell you, we are going to be on the home bug, but it's for a whole different reason. We need to buy low And when they reduce the interest rates, we get to ride the tide on giving us a lot of equity in our home. Wealthfront will increase interest rates on their cash savings accounts from 4.05. Oh, I was mistaken. It was 4.03 or 5. It's now 4.3, not 4.03, starting this Friday. Outstanding rate if you just want to play it safe. Thank you so much. And yes, I do have the Wealthfront link down below, ladies and gentlemen. Again, they will manage your money for free if you put in $500 up to $5,000 in the account. You just sit back, set it in, forget it, let them handle it. They don't charge you any management fees. Once you go over $5,000, now they charging you management fees. All right. So do your due diligence, do your research, but please use the Wealthfront link down below in the description. That would be greatly appreciated. All right. George's Charles Victor Marrero says, yes, Comfort Tour is such a beauty. No taxes for the first 15 years. And after that, only 1% of the property value over something like 150K. I'm pretty sure you meant 150K. That's exactly right. He's got it right. It's 1% over that. So that's what's so sweet about it. So if you buy a property under Comfort Tour and it's 175,000, the way it's set up is the 25,000 extra you in theory are supposed to pay the 1% tax. The first 150 value, but the assessed value is going to be under that. But it's a long story calculation, but we're going to find out. All right. Cruise is on Comfort Tour. Larimar is not. Exactly. Larimar is not on Comfort Tour. In fact, we got to talk with these guys about that. They got to get that thing signed up. They should be under Comfort Tour. I don't know why they're playing around. All right. So, but again, you're buying them. So now first, everybody, if you haven't bought it, Larimar, Cruise on Land, anything at Vistacana, and they're 150,000 or less. All right. I mean, 3 years from now, when they increase interest rates or decrease interest rates, these properties are going to be who knows how much. It doesn't have to do with DR. It has to do with worldwide, especially in America. All right. We're the ones that have the most money to spend because we can borrow the most. All right. Now, let's get to the screen, shall we? Because we have a lot of people here that may not understand. I'm going to go to the mortgage calculator because you guys are going to have to understand this. I know all you guys who have the icons. You guys are you guys are familiar with the mortgage calculator and what I'm about to do. But just in case we have new people watching tonight, in case you're trying to be in the chat room, don't worry. On Monday and Friday, you can be in the chat room, or you can sign up as a member and then you can be in the chat room tonight. But on Wednesday nights, only members with the icons that are members of the channel can be in the chat room. Subscribers, you just can't be a subscriber and get in the chat room tonight. All right. Or anybody else who's not a subscriber, everybody can be in the chat room on Monday and Friday, like I said. So here's what we're going to do. You guys know who's been here a long time. You know where I'm going with this because people don't understand about the liability that they're holding. Average price, $500,000. Right? Somebody went out here and they got a 7. No, I'll be generous. 6.2. Here's what a 6.92 interest rate loan at $500,000 costs you $3,300, which now means you have to have a household income of over $100,000 after tax. All right. So everybody's buying up homes, overspending, being all like greedy. But what you're not realizing is, see this little grayed out area here? Total cost of mortgage. What you don't understand is if you're not able to refi this at a lower rate, you bought a house for $500,000, but at the end of 30 years, you best believe your house better be worth $1.2 million because it cost you $1,187,889 for the 30-year loan. So your house better be $1.2 million just so you can break even. This is where they catch you because you don't think about this. You're sitting there going, yeah, I bought this house for $500,000. And then 5 years from now, because the prices went up, you're going, man, my house is worth $1 million. Okay, fine. You still live there. Unless you're selling it, you're going to sell it. And then you're going to have to buy $1 million home now. So yours locked unless you want to sell the house and then take out, or just refi or do something and take some equity out and then go buy some more assets, which is the logical choice. But remember, you're still going to be ended up paying for 30 years $1.2 million. And this right here doesn't even have the real estate taxes. So remember, when your house goes up, you're going to be paying more in real estate taxes. So while you're cheerleading going, my house is worth $1 million, all of a sudden they're going to increase the assessed value probably $200,000 to $300,000 more and send you a bill saying, yeah, well, see, we need our extra $5,000 annually now. And you're like $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 a year. That's right, $1,000 per month for your taxes to live in your paid off house. You guys getting this? It's a liability the whole time. If you lose your job, if you don't have any extra streams of income coming in, what are you going to do then? You see my point? So you understand the liability is going to cost you 1.2 if you have this interest rate. Now, this is why things get crazy when they go, oh, it's 3.2 now. Notice interest rates the cost is $2,364, which now means a person has to make roughly a household income of $84,000, $85,000 with no other bills to qualify for this home. So more people would qualify if your household income has to be $85,000 versus $110,000. All right, that's for starters. Second thing, instead of having a $500,000 increase for your total cost in mortgage, it's $851,000, but still, you're still paying $850,000. So at the end of 30 years, when somebody goes, my house is worth 1.2 million, you go, yeah, but you paid all this stuff. You paid at least $850,000. Then when you start adding in, you paid whatever your tax rate is, your real estate tax, property taxes every year, whether that's $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 or whatever, all of a sudden, 30 years, that's another $300,000. Again, you guys don't understand how they're playing you out here when you sit here and say, well, I have a house, and you're not thinking that, wait a minute, I'm paying hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of this, and you're gladly doing it. So you have to have a plan, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So hopefully you see this right here. This is why when we start talking about Comfort Tour, this is why it's very, very important. We're talking about pre-construction properties, no credit check, no qualifying. All right. I've been doing this for almost an hour. So please smash that like button. And if you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel and come back on Friday night for the next live stream where it's open. Members chat is open to everybody. Now, the Comfort Tour is major. And that's in Dominican Republic, by the way. So now, can you imagine not having any property taxes for 15 years? Can you not understand that transfer tax of 3%, which is $3,000 for every $100? That's a savings as well. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty major. All right. After that, 1% of the property value or something like $105K. Cruise is, Larimar is not. Exactly. Okay. So hopefully everybody understands what you're working with here. What you're supposed to do with your house is when you have a large amount of equity, you don't go do what people have been doing in the past, because this is your last time that you're going to be able to do this. Because the next time that home prices skyrocket, you're going to need that equity, and you need to use it where you can put it somewhere and say, you know what, I'm going to put it here so I know I'm going to be getting 10% on my money, 12% on our money. And I don't mean like putting all your money in a dividend stock. Stocks are companies. A company that's vibrant and working very well in 2023 or 2024 may not be vibrant and working well in 2026 or 2028. So you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to diversify. You want your financial freedom papers, you're going to have to diversify, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going to get that? Well, you're going to have to figure out what suits you. Some people like crypto. Some people like real estate. Some people like buying businesses. and building businesses. Some people decide to bet on themselves by creating even social media platforms, doing something else. But you're going to have to do something to generate extra revenue. Your job will not be enough. There's not going to be enough six-figure paying jobs for the masses in order to afford $700,000 homes, $600,000 homes. We're only that close to that number. The average cost of a home right now is what? I don't even know it because it fluctuates depending on who you're talking to. But we're talking about 486,000, or is it 386,000? Either way, those numbers won't mean anything a year from now because we'll be way past that. The next level is going to skyrocket. Can you imagine if interest rates were 4% right now? Things would skyrocket. And from that point on, they aren't coming back to these levels. They'll go everything that you think is normal. It could easily be 800,000, 900,000, $1 million. Pseudo Miami, pseudo LA, where you walk to LA, walk to the Bay Area, and you see 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes that were built in the 1960s, 1,200 square feet, and they're $1.5 million, $2 million. This is what's going to happen across the board. Not that high, but I'm just saying you can't. Once a home gets to 700,000, this is not ordinary citizen stuff. This is either two people have to make like $70,000 a year, or one person has to make like $150,000 a year. This is what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. There's not that many people that make $150,000 a year. All right, regardless of what they try to make it seem. So you're going to have to start realizing what's going on around here sooner than later. And of course, I have to give you the poison pill. You can do all the research. You can look it up yourself. All right. I'm just giving you the message that you can sit there and go, wait a minute, is this guy for real? Is this what he say? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do your homework. The more educated you are personally, the better, because then you can make moves depending on what's happening with the economy. The Federal Reserve does not help you. Your government helps you in some ways, like safety, highways, byways, stoplights, hospital, things like that, right? But financially, you're the only one that's going to be able to set yourself up. You have to do something. You can't just sit there and say, hey, this is 1972, this is 1965, where I can get a job and I know for a fact I'm going to be, hey, I'm going to move up in the company, I'm going to work my way up, and I'm going to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars every few years or every year, 5 or 10 years from now, so I can sit here and move my way up. That company might not even be in business in 5 years. You have no way to plan anything out unless you're in certain fields. If you're going to be in the banking industry, well, finance industry, okay. As long as we have money, that's probably going to be around. Are you going to be in that industry? You're going to be in the real estate industry. Somebody always needs a place to live. So which part of this industry are you going to be at or be in? See, these are the things that you have to start thinking about. Social media. Is social media what this form of social media is? And I'm not just referring to YouTube. I'm talking about everything. Instagram, TikTok, all of it. Facebook. What happens if it changes because of Chat GPT? What if they change everything with social media? And now instead of it being monetized this way, it's now monetized a different way or not monetized at all. See, this is why you don't know. So you have to have different asset classes, whether it's crypto, whether it's real estate, whether it's dividend stocks, whether it's stocks themselves. Those are the top three. Whether you want to get metals, gold and silver and precious metals, it's up to you. But the fact of the matter is, you can't just set yourself up in one asset class and think everything's going to be fine. Federal government for the United States could wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? We're only going to allow Bitcoin and Ether. Everything else, we're calling that a security or whatever they want to do. Because they do pick the winners, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not in the right asset classes or diversified, then you're not going to be able to maneuver. Again, history says 1929 to 1932, the United States goes in a Great Depression. Everybody that's sitting there going, I'm stacking my gold and silver. And then all of a sudden, President of the United States announces, hey, everybody, gold is no longer available for sale. You can't sell your gold anymore. So that's why people started melting it down and putting it into jewelry, because then they can't do anything about that. But if you have coins and bars and anything else, confiscation, you can't sell it, can't do anything. That's right. And for 60 years, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, not 60, 30 years until they change that. And oh, by the way, for everybody that thinks silver, it happened with silver too. They said, oh no, we need your silver. So that's another thing. Because remember, gold and silver can be used around the world. So they confiscated. They barred you from being able to have it. Confiscating gold, silver, just like in Venezuela, same thing. Just like other countries that have failed, same thing. Standard playbook, because paper money is worthless. All right. So you have to understand what we're working with here, ladies and gentlemen, because this, what the Federal Reserve is doing and what the Treasury Department is doing, the wipeout is even going to be worse than ever. And how do you get wiped out? Is you get priced out. You might think, Eric, what do you mean by wipeout? Wipeout means priced out. So if it costs you more money to live in the same place you live in, and it costs you 30, 40, 50% more, you're wiped out. You can't live there. That means you have to live somewhere else that's cheaper. If groceries go up another 100%, you're wiped out because you can't afford $200 every time you go to the grocery store and all you get is 3 bags. You can't afford that. So you're getting wiped out. You're just getting wiped out slowly because you can still actually go spend $100 and get 3 bags. But what's going to happen when it's $200 and it's 3 bags? That's the question. You're getting wiped out. So you're just going to buy the same $100, but now instead of 2 bags or 3 bags, you have 2 or 1.5. See, so that's how I call a wipeout. You're getting wiped out so slow that you don't realize it. You're just going, hey, how come I'm living paycheck to paycheck? How come I don't have any money left over? What the hell's going on? I make enough money. I'm not the average person that makes like $45,000 an American citizen. I make 100. What's going on? I make 150. How come I'm living paycheck to paycheck? My family should be going fine. Well, the more people you have in your family, the higher it costs. And the younger they are, the more it's going to even cost. So when you have 3 children and they go to school, and the way our economy is a third world country where you have to actually pay extra for school supplies and do all kind of crazy stuff now, your taxes that you're paying doesn't cover school, so to speak. You're contributing to the school 2 times with your taxes and with the facility, the school itself. When they say, hey, we don't have enough of this, don't have enough of that. If your child wants to be a participant in this, you need to fund this. We need X amount of money. Go give your parents this note. This is how much we need from each student. If you want to participate in this, this is how much you have to pay. This is all taxation, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting wiped out. So all this stuff about anybody out here talking certain ways, you should be against. So when somebody starts saying, hey, I use this all the time. I want to use $360 billion and wipe out student loan debt up to 20,000. I'll keep saying it. People are bitching and moaning, and states are creating laws that says we want to tax you. But yet, when they say we're going to give $1 trillion to a bank, you guys just sit back and go, okay, no problem. I'm just like, you do understand they're giving these people $1 trillion to use against you and me, because they can buy up our neighborhood and then turn around and raise the prices. And then all the homes they just bought went up in value just like that. You can only buy 1 home. They can buy 200. And they're manipulating the price. So your home goes up $300,000. You're happy, except one problem. The guy that got the free money, he got 200 of these homes. And 200 times 300,000, you start doing the math. And your fellow citizens who can't buy a home, they have to rent. Now they tell them, I want rent, and we want $4,000 a month to live in this house that we just bought. That's what we're going to do to you. So you understand there's this whole thing going on that many people are not realizing, but you're here in the SSN Nation. So what you're going to do is prepare yourself. You need, the only way that you can get out of this and stay ahead is you have to have extra revenue coming in. It's that simple. There's no excuses at this point. You can't sit there and say, hey, no, it'll work out. No, that's off the table. It's not going to work out. You just can't make $50,000 a year and think you're going to be good for 10 years. It's not going to happen. You can't make 100,000 and think you're going to be good. You can't make 150. You can't make 200,000 and think you're going to be good. That's not going to happen. Okay. You have to understand the levers that are going on around here. And everybody here knows what it is. So yes, I'm Mr. Cold Hard Facts when you're here. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm talking about. Friday, we're going to be talking about some other things. But when the Federal Reserve comes out and acts like no big deal, 0.25, and I think we're heading in the right directions, and I'm sitting there like, can somebody raise their freaking hand and say, what's up with the bank failures if we're in the right direction? Oh, but then you're going to tell me, oh, yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Bird. Yeah, the bank failures is because we wanted to break something. Dude, what are you saying? You want to break the individual people because you're giving the other guys free money. You are not giving citizens free money. You're giving the billionaires and millionaires free money for their risky investments. Not even that there was a mistake or something happened. They're out here taking risky investments and losing money. And by the way, they're losing our money. And then you turn around and insult us. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. FDIC going to actually pay the depositors who have who has money in the bank. And then they turn around and say, well, yeah, but we're going to charge taxpayers for that on the back end. We're not going to tell nobody. It's scary stuff there, ladies and gentlemen. Your cost of living went up from these bank failures. So whatever they're calling broke, you're not supposed to be breaking anything. What you're supposed to be doing is being fiscally responsible in a capitalist system. And in a capitalist system, you're supposed to let them fail. And if they have real assets, then people buy those assets at auction, their bankruptcy. That's what's supposed to happen. The stronger companies come in and survive because they can absorb the asset that they deem as an asset. They're going to let the stuff that's not an asset, that's bye-bye. Investors lose. So when you have a rigged system to keep the powerful powerful, and yes, the rigged system does allow a few of us to go up, but it's not like by accident. You have to design your move up to the top, your ascension to the top 1% class. And how do you do that? Unrestricted. What's unrestricted? You can start a business anytime. You can buy a business anytime. You can buy stocks at any time. You can buy dividend stocks anytime. You can buy real estate anytime when you know how to get no qualifying, no credit check real estate. You can take over and assume somebody's mortgage if they are willing to let you do that. There's all kind of reasons and ways you can get assets that pay you. But everybody's going to be looking for that. So the sooner you can get in before everybody else starts looking for it, the better, because now when everybody else starts looking for it, you're going to be in high demand. And that means the value of what you were holding and when you bought it now is going to skyrocket, because you're going to have millions of people saying, oh my God, I need something that's going to bring me in some extra revenue. And now you have a track records where you say, hey, you know what? This gets me $100,000 per year. And then you get to name the number. How much do you want for that? How about $3 million? Some people would say it's worth it. $100,000 a year is coming in profits. Some people would say, have you lost your mind? But it all depends on what stage we're in. Somebody right now would say you lost your mind. 2 years from now, somebody's probably going to be like, hell yeah, I'll take that extra $8,000, $9,000 a month coming in. No problem. I'll give you $3 million. You see, it's all going to depend, ladies and gentlemen. But you want to be the one that's setting yourself up now. You don't want to wait. We've been 4 years in. You guys knew 4 years ago when I first started this channel, you guys knew I was always talking about bank failures. Don't keep your money in the bank. I told you this is why you want to make sure you have dividends coming in, why you want to be in the real estate game, why you want to do some businesses, because you have no idea what's going to happen 1 year, 2 year, 3 years later. Nobody knew COVID was coming. Nobody knew there's going to be lockdowns. All of that was unforeseen. There's no way you can plan for it. So all businesses, all people were affected one way or another. So this is what's going to happen in the future. They've been breaking the system. It's just that the system has always been able to kind of hide how much they're spending. So I had something, because I was actually going to drop a video earlier today about the Fed, and I don't know if I actually can find it. I'm hoping I can. I think I have it. Let me see. I think I have it. Oh my, yes. Because I've been talking and people are sitting there going, what this can't be. What is he saying? What's he saying? Is this really real? Is this the truth? What's going down? Here goes some, gentlemen. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. This will be tomorrow's video, by the way. Look at this. Can you guys? Okay, this is a Fed's balance sheet, right? Look at this. This is in trillions of dollars. Look at this. Okay, what I want you to, okay, I'm not gonna talk too much. I'll just show. US Treasuries, agency debt, mortgage-backed securities, 08. This is what they're buying in trillions of, this is 3 trillion. This is 4 trillion. This is 5 trillion. We're up to 8.5 to 8 trillion dollars right now. All right, this is March 15th, $8 trillion, but that's not the thing. Here's the thing. In 2019, look what happened because of what they did down here. Look, they're showing this liquidity facilities, right? Okay, this actually matches something else. This liquidity facilities matches a low interest rate. All right, for 10 years. They kept the federal funds rate at such a low rate that ballooned our economy because people could borrow at cheap rates called cheap money and then turn it into assets. And assets are going to go up because if I can borrow at 2.5%, then guess what happens? A lot of people are going to buy at 2.5, 2.8, 2.9, 3.5%. So as long as they can keep this down here, then everything else is going to balloon. But these guys are over here buying stuff up, devaluing our currency. Literally. Now, look at the liabilities over here. Here's the assets they're buying, but their liabilities as well. Look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is 2019, 2020. The Fed goes on a spending spree. Is there any shock that in 2022, 2021, that inflation starts taking off after somebody all of a sudden puts in an extra $2, $3, $4 trillion out there in the money supply? All right. This is US Treasuries. This reserve balances. That's not even what I want to get. Look at this. Federal Reserve notes. This is how they generate money out of thin air. 2.28 trillion. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Here's repurchase agreements. See the blue? This is 2020. During the middle of COVID and a little after, look at what happens. You think we're going to have a problem with inflation, ladies and gentlemen? 2020, you start doing this? Trillions. 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 2.5 trillion. You guys seeing this, right? You guys can't unsee it. You see what's happening just 3 years ago. That's when they start putting the pedal to the metal. And then you wonder why home prices went up 20% year over year. This illustrates the point I'm trying to make here, ladies and gentlemen. If you got trillions of dollars in 2019, in 2020, you too would be going out here buying up homes. And you wouldn't care how much the homes cost. You're going to overpay. So when homes go up 20% year over year, easy to understand why. When the stock market keeps continuing to go up to all-time record high, easy to understand why. These same people are buying up stocks and equities. This is not rocket science. Somebody gets free money. Oh, here's some T-bills. Here's the bills in billions. 280 billion, 320 billion. This is craziness. Again, 2019, it all starts. All right. So you guys can't be acting like you don't know. All right. Look at this. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I think that's where I want to be. There's a one. Here's the chart. Is this the chart I'm looking for? No, that's not the chart. That's not the chart I'm looking for. Hold on. Let me see something. If this is the right one, maybe it's the wrong one. I wanted to show you the correlation with the interest rate, the federal funds rate, and what they're doing with printing money, giving it to their buddies. Because again, they're not giving it to us. If they gave you like $500,000 and they said, oh yeah, you can do interest only for 10 years and you only owe $2,000 a year, you'd be like, where do I sign up? What do you, seriously? I only owe you $1,000 a month, but you're going to let me pay that for 10 years and you're going to give me $500,000. I think you're going to be probably good with that, right? You're going to be like, where do I sign up? I'll take that. And then you're going to go out and buy up. And if they gave you $5 million and you had to pay $10,000 per month, you best believe you went down and got yourself $5 million worth of assets. That $10,000 a month, you would easily just cover it. And you're like, I got 10 years of this. Meanwhile, off the $5 million, I'm making $600,000, $700,000, $1 million annually. And all I do is owe 120. Hell yeah, we're going to do this all year, every year. And 10 years from now, my assets that I bought are going to be 3 times or 4 times as much than what I bought it for. I'm sitting pretty until all of a sudden it's 0.75% interest rates, 0.1 or 1% interest rate increases. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I thought you told me this was going to be $10,000 per month. What do you mean I got to pay you $50,000 per month now? Wait, hold on a second. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying, but you can see it for yourself. In fact, I'm going to put this down in the chat room. You guys can go over here and decipher. But all I wanted to point out is, see this Fed's asset? They call this liquidity facilities. This same line, this red line here, this is mimicking like a 2.3, 2.5. Actually, back here in 2009, it's under 1% is the federal funds rate. It's like not even a half of a point of a federal fund rate, not even 0.5. It's less than that. And then they keep it like around 2% all these years, 10 years. Meanwhile, they're printing up money and buying up assets. Trillions, up to it's 8 trillion over 10 years. So are you guys understanding why you can't get ahead and just be an ordinary citizen? Do you guys understand this, right? You just can't be ordinary citizens out here. You have to be special. You're going to have to learn new skill sets, unless, of course, you're happy with your job. But nobody's going to tell you you're going to have a job in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. So you're going to have another lifeline, another parachute somewhere. In fact, get 3 parachutes, get 4 parachutes if you can. All right. That's the kicker. All right. Larimar is not under Confortour. Doesn't that knock down its top 3 spot? No, James Way. Here's the thing. The top 3 spot is not based on Confortour. It's not based on taxes. Bottom line is, if you buy anything over $150,000, you're going to be paying taxes on it in the DR. Confortour only covers your first $150,000. All right. So what you want is, yes, it's nice to have where you don't have to pay 3%. Very nice. It's nice you don't have to pay any property tax for 15 years. That's very nice. But that's not how the spots are ranked. The spots are ranked based on actually appreciation is factored into this, as well as the amenities that they have that nobody else has. So when you start factoring in how much is it worth to you when you are at, let's say, number 3 spot is Vista Cana. So you're at Vista Cana, and at Vista Cana, somebody has a kayak, somebody has a paddle boat, something, if somebody has a surfboard and a paddle board, right? And you're on the man-made beach or the man-made freshwater lake, whatever. So you're doing that. Now, if you're not inside Vista Cana and you're downtown and you want to do any of that water sports activity, where would you go? Because you damn sure won't be doing it in the condo or villa location pool. So now if you want to do that, you got to spend $99 at the Caribbean Lake Village for everybody 13 years and older. So now you're going to be spending $99 per person if you want to do water sports. But if you're hanging at any of the top 3 spots, you don't have to pay that. You're also going to be sitting there saying, I have to leave my condo from downtown, go to the water sports spot, which is another thing. Everybody has to walk a distance, no matter which project you're in. So when you start factoring in things like that, all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't have to pay that over here. I'm still paying HOAs, $2 a square meter, downtown condos or villas, and at Vista Cana, Larimar, Cruise on Land. So that's what this is based on. So when I say, hey, we got basketball courts, tennis courts, soccer fields, things like that, you stay downtown, and in a lot of projects, you want to go play basketball, your complex doesn't have it. For instance, a lot of complexes doesn't have it. You don't have a basketball court and you want to go play basketball. Now what? You can't, right? Unless they build one. So now what value is that? When somebody says we have a water park, wave pool, water slides included in our complex. Okay, once again, if your complex doesn't have it and somebody wants to go get that type of fun activity, in these complexes it's included, in another complex it's not, then that's the value. So you understand you're increasing the value of the place because you got to pay for that usage in a lot of other places. Like Outer Bay 2 actually has a water park, slides and water park. There's a few that actually have water slides, condo projects and villa projects. Some have man-made beaches. So for instance, man-made beach is another thing. If your project doesn't have a man-made beach and another project does, hey, I'm kicking up my feet in the sand. I'm in some salt water or fresh water, and there's umbrellas and palapa trees and a snack bar right here. I'm at the beach. Now, whether I can smell the fresh ocean air or not from the salt water, that's a whole nother issue. But the fact of the matter is, the same thing I'm doing at the beach, under the palapa tree, having my drinks brought out to me, sitting in the sand, I'm not able to do this in a project that's not even at the beach. But what's that worth? Because now the other projects people have, they don't have a man-made beach and lake. So now, is that worth something? So when you start stacking all this stuff up, people have to leave. You want to hang out on some sand and a beachy area, palapa trees, umbrella, and the bar and all that. You tell me. It's better to have one than not to have one at all, right? Now, not only for personal reasons, but when you start talking about we want renters, this is what it's based on. If I'm renting something and I tell somebody, hey, I'm charging you $130 per night. And they say, because I have this happen to me several times, because I charge more at my places because they have X, this, that, and the other. People will email me on Airbnb and say, hey, will you match so-and-so's price? So I'll give an example. This is not one in reality, but I'll just give you I'll give you a reality. So I'm charging $379 per night for a 2-bedroom condo. All right. We have amenities on site. People send me a message. Hey, there's another person that has a 2-bedroom condo, but he's only charging $220 a night. Will you match it? I'm like, why would I match it? I said, no, you should just reserve from them. Why are you asking me? See, I look at it, I'm like, why are you asking me? You should just reserve from them. The reason why I charge more is because I know the other properties. I know the other properties doesn't have a game room. I know they don't have a restaurant, mini mart on site. I know they don't have a spa on site. I know they don't have water caves and waterfall pools on site. I know they don't have barbecue grills and pavilions and places where people hang out on site. And I know they're not right next to the strip, for instance, in Las Vegas. So I'm going to charge more. Go stay at the place that's $220 that has none of that except a pool. I'm not going to lower my price because of that. So therefore, that's what we're dealing with here when it comes to the top three. It's not based on comfort tour or taxes. It's all based on the actual reasons why somebody's going to stay at that place versus another location. So right now, I'm loving everything. When we get into real estate, I'm loving everything I see in Punta Cana right now. I'm looking on Airbnb. Vista Cana is not built out. Cruise on Land's not out. Primavera 3, 4 Luxury's not built out. All these places, Larimar's not built out. Downtown, it doesn't matter about downtown. All the condo projects downtown are basically condo projects with a pool, maybe has a fitness center, and maybe have shops underneath, except for one. And Aurora Luxury is the exception because they actually are going to have a movie theater. They actually have a restaurant. They have a bar. They have a lounge area where people can sit by their pool areas with fire pits. That's at least what the renderings show. So that's the only one that has that. So that has a value in itself. But all the rest, but see, here's the thing. No basketball courts, no pickleball courts, no tennis courts, no pavilions where people can hang out and have barbecue grills underneath. None of that. And no 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pools on this community because they have to be in a small confined area. But the fact of the matter is, all the rest of the stuff, people have to leave if they want to go do those activities. No walking and running trails, no cycling trails, no horseback riding on site. See, all this stuff adds up, right? And so no golfing on site. All this stuff adds up. So that's what basically the top three stay top three, because nobody else is coming out with any of these projects. So that is the murder that you get to do when you actually use your real estate. This is why you just don't go buy some random real estate because somebody goes, oh yeah, man, I'll give you a 2-bedroom penthouse unit. It's $100,000 or $75,000. And then you're just like, okay, this is cool. But now you're marketing it against other people and you're saying, okay, we have a pool, a fitness center, and a children's playground area. And then people are looking going, well, okay, I understand. You're charging me $75 per night. But what they don't realize is they're going to go there and say $75 per night. But then when they're there for like 4 or 5 days, or actually it's less than that, within 24 hours, they're going to be like, okay, we saw the pool. We went to go work out. What else is here? Nothing. Okay, how are we going to get down to wherever these other activities we want to do? And that's going to cost you money. Uber, you're renting a car. And then when you go to wherever this other location is, you're generally going to have to pay. Meanwhile, you could have just paid $150. And for every day, you have all this stuff that you can do. And there's no additional cost. So that's where this is all going. And so when these things come out, Vista Cana is out, but it's not really ready. Give it about another year and a half, then Vista Cana will have more infrastructure built in and they'll have other things. But they're going to be ready when they have their sports complex together. And then Cruise on Land and Larimar, that's 3 years from now when they have their first phases up. But their first phases are going to include all this stuff that no other project has to date. Like I said, Atabey has a water park. So but the rest of their complex is suspect. That's why they're not sold out. But nonetheless, all right, here we go. You are truly giving the facts. Thank you so much, DJ Robbie D. All right, let's see. George's Charles says, James Way, the Comfort Tour is extra gravy. Larimar is definitely number 2 if you've seen what the layout will look like. Yeah, well said, Eric. Amenities, amenities, amenities. That's it exactly. You guys can't compete with me. You can't compete. So I'm gonna give you guys another real estate story, okay? Because you guys can actually check something out. So let's just say 10 years ago in Napa, there's a place called Vino Bello. I've talked about this several times. Vino Bello is actually timeshare condo, half of the Meritage. So Vino Bello and the Meritage is actually a hotel unit. Everybody that goes to Vino Bello checks in at the Meritage. Everybody that's staying at the Meritage checks in at the Meritage. It's just that when you get your room key, they tell you you're in the Cabernet building. The Meritage people go, you have unit 612. You don't know there's a difference unless you booked it. So the people that are staying at the Meritage have a hotel unit. Sure, it's 350, 450 square feet, whatever. Yeah, the bed is nice. The unit's nice. It's nice. And people are expected to pay like $500 per night. Great. Meanwhile, at the Vino Bello side, they have a studio unit, a 1-bedroom unit, because it's a lock-off. So you can have a studio or a 1-bedroom, make it a 2-bedroom, or you can divide all of them. So you can have a studio or a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. The thing is, though, in the 1-bedroom side, you have a full kitchen. You have a jacuzzi tub. You have a separate shower. You have a balcony off of the bedroom and a balcony off of the living room. You have a fireplace. All right. And it's about, 800 square feet. All right. Now, on that side, you have the playground area with the splash pad, with the barbecue grills, with the pavilion, with the pool. Call it the family pool. So everybody staying at the Meritage, they're just like, it's $500 a night, $600 a night. Who cares? Or more. And we love our side because on the main side of the building, it has an adult pool. So now no kids, no nothing, and a fire pit, and the bar's right there, bringing out snacks, bringing out food. Is lovely. But guess what? The people that stay at Vino Bello side, they have use of all of that. So they can also be in the adult pool if you're just 2 adults. You can also be in that mix. And on Friday nights when they have the free wine tasting, when the wineries come and they do wine tasting from like 5 to 7, I believe it is, you, no matter which part you're staying in, you come over, free wine tasting for 2 hours. They have a shuttle that goes downtown because it's not inside Napa. So everybody that says, hey, Larimar, Cruise on Land, and all this is way out of town, that's what they said about Vino Bello, because that's like 3, 4, 5 miles from Napa downtown. But Napa, Vino Bello, and the Meritage said, starting at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, we have a free shuttle to downtown Napa. 4 p.m. until, depending on what time of year it is, it could be 1 a.m. in the morning, 12 a.m. in the morning. They have a free shuttle, pick up, drop off. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, wait a minute, I get all this stuff. And by the way, Vino Bello has a wine cave. There's a winery that used to be in there, a spa. They changed it to events now in there. But they used to have a winery inside and the spa inside in a wine cave behind the building underneath the wine, the vineyard. All of that. And people had to be 5 or 4 miles from outside of Napa, right? But now people are paying more than they would pay to stay in Napa, more. And they're outside of Napa, but as soon as they say, hey, there's a free shuttle that starts at 4 p.m. and you get to downtown and come back at no additional charge, these are the pickup points. All of a sudden, people are like, hell yeah, I'm paying the extra money. So my point is, people are spending $500, $600, $700 nowadays, $1,000 for these hotel rooms. And these 2 bedrooms are $800, $900, $1,000 themselves. But when you start telling them about all the amenities, you're just like, well, wherever else we stay, we have none of this. And we can't even go to any of this. And if we do want to go to a winery that's not on site, we need a car. We need transportation. Transportation, $35, $40, $50 per day. So when you start adding up all this stuff, people are like, yeah, we're going to spend the extra money and stay at Vino Bello or Meritage. And it gets out of hand when you think that way. And you're like, it's not nowhere near downtown. And you're just like, don't realize a lot of people don't understand real estate. And they're sitting there like, well, it's not near downtown. Cruise on Land and Larimar and Cap Cana is not near downtown either. And people don't realize nobody cares about where the location is if you have all these amenities, because you can't get the amenities downtown. You can stay at the West End Versa, but the West End Versa, all they have is a restaurant, a bar, a pool, and you're going to spend $500, $700 a night. Meanwhile, you stay over here, and these guys are just like, hey, free wine on Friday night. Hey, splash pad for kids. Hey, children's family pool area. And then, hey, we have the private pool for adults only. And we have a restaurant on site. Oh, but by the way, in case you want to do some play stuff, we have a bowling alley on site. We have a game room on site. We have darts, pool tables, bowling alley. And inside that location at Vino Bello, Meritage, we also have another bar. And you can get food from that bar too. Another lounge for food and bar. Oh, and if that's not enough, you want some little snacks? We actually have a little coffee shop and a little place you can get some little snacks, deli snacks also on site. So now you understand people ain't leaving. They're going to their winery. They come here. It's all fun. Go bowling, go play some games, go shoot some pool, go play some ping pong. Come on. Is that worth the extra money? Yes, because they realize if they stay at any other location, they have none of that. Zero. All they have is a pool. That's it, in a fitness center. So what? Now you guys are understanding there's a value based on these amenities. All right. That's all I can tell you right now about that, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new member of the channel in the house, Radel Cabezas. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. But more importantly, welcome to the membership of the SSN Nation. Members only on Wednesday night can be in the chat room. Hopefully I'm getting your name spelled right, announced right. Radel Cabezas. I believe if I got my Spanish still rolling, that's how it should be pronounced. Radel Cabezas became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Radel. Greatly appreciated. Curtis Davis. Hello, everyone. SSN Academy, SSN family. Curtis Davis is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday live stream. He has an icon next to his name, but you guys don't know his name is also here in the SSN Nation, Mr. Financial. He has arrived, and he brings his tagline. Hello, everyone. SSN Academy, SSN family. Money. That's what we're talking about here. ABMM is his tagline. Always be making money. That's what you're going to have to think about going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Passive income 2022, but it's also making money in 2023, 2024. It's a life. That's your life. Eric has been seeing Airbnb people getting excited for amenities 5 to 10 minutes away. Imagine when they see these projects in-house. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be dropping a video. I was supposed to drop it today, but I got sidetracked. But after I dropped the top 3, I wasn't to drop the next video on some things we're discussing tonight because people don't understand. And in fact, I'm going to show you guys something right now because a lot of people are like, okay, Eric, let's see what you're talking about. Whenever I talk about Vino Bello, right? I'm going to show you guys something right now. Here we are. Oops, that can't be it. I almost went off screen for a second. I'm going to actually go to this because you guys are going to trip out when you see this. You're going to trip out when you see this. And this is another factor that I want to bring up. When somebody has a hotel and the hotel charges ridiculous amounts of money, all right? Ridiculous. Now, right now it's March. It's not high season in Napa. Let's go summer. Because on summer, it's not good. So I'm going to go high seas. Get up to, how do we get up here? The studio unit right now is apparently 230 plus whatever fees. So it's going to cost somebody probably $300 a night for the studio side. But let's get into June. Let's go June, summertime. Okay. So I'm just going to go weekend on the summertime, June 9th. I'm not going to go July 4th or anything like that. Okay. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see this right here? This is for a studio unit. Studio unit. June 9th through the 11th on a weekend. This is a studio unit more than likely. Let's see if I'm wrong. That's a lot. Quite frankly, let's see what we got. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. See this? See what I'm saying? Look at this. Now, let's see what we got. Look at this. Oops, it didn't come up. Hold on a second. It opened up a new screen, so you guys didn't see it. Here we go. There you go. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. All right, this is the condo portion, not the hotel room portion. Right? So let's see if we get some sort of prices here. And it's taking its sweet time. Doesn't want to generate some pricing. They want to keep you on the hook. Let's see what we got here. These are 1-bedroom units. Studios aren't available. $612 per night. 3 left. 836 square feet. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Free Wi-Fi, free self-parking. Who cares? $612 per night for a 1-bedroom. This is not downtown. Here's the 1-bedroom. Just what I was giving you guys an illustration of. All right. Notice the free wine bottle for everybody that's buying investment properties. Notice the free wine bottle right here. Everybody gets free wine when they get into the room. Notice just a regular, not even extravagant coffee maker. Not necessary. Notice the blender. Got to have that. Of course, you know there's a microwave. All right. Look at counters. Clean. No crap on counters. Look at this. They have the ice bucket and the ice holder. Nice, right? Simple, nothing. They don't have junk all over the place. Jacuzzi tub, cool, right? Okay, this here is the studio unit, which is weird. They're calling this a 1-bedroom, but this isn't a 1-bedroom. This is the studio. It has a king-size bed and a sofa sleeper and a balcony. And then in this side over here, it's just a microwave and no countertop. No countertop cooktop, just a microwave, toaster oven, and of course, dishes and things like that too. Now, here we're back to the other 1-bedroom side and the kitchen, full kitchen, you can see. Just nice. Fireplace, nice, right? These are 1-bedrooms. Okay, I want to show you this because here's what I want to show you next. The Meritage Resort and Spa. This is exactly, and I'm going to use June 9th as well. All right. So that way we'll have the same dates and you'll see exactly what I'm referring to. The Meritage is a little different. Okay. These are hotel rooms. So keep that in mind. So I got some music in the background. Okay. You guys see this already? $699 for the Meritage. It's the same, just so you guys can see. I'm actually going to show you something. Just so you guys will understand that I'm not, this is the same place. All right? This is the same place, except it's different rooms on the outside. So just understand. Let me see if they show the place at all in the Meritage, if you can see it. So yeah, they're in one of the rooms that overlooks the winery or the vineyard in the back. They're at the adult pool right now. All right. So again, they don't have the pictures that they're showing the rooms. But anyhow, I'll get over here. We'll go to the rooms in a second. So notice the 1 bedroom is $619, right? Or it was more than that, but now I got to go back and do it. I should have just went there. Come on now. Give me, oh, there it is, June 9th. That's booking.com. Doesn't really matter. I'll just go to Expedia again because I don't want you guys thinking I changed up on anything. All right. So I'm going to show you. Okay, we don't want that. I'm going to show you. They're showing the Meritage. This is the Meritage too. It's the same color. So you guys don't understand. This is actually behind the check-in center at the Meritage. And this is where the adult pool is. And the colors are the same. So nobody knows that there's different units, right? Somebody books the Meritage. They're even separate sites. They give you a key. You go over here to this studio unit. And you're thinking, oh, this is awesome. I'm spending $700 per night. Meanwhile, here it is. This is the Meritage. All right. I don't want extra savings. Let's just get into this. So you guys see it's the same price, right? You see this, but these people are staying in a hotel room. All right. And you might notice something else. All right. So you might notice something else. We got to wait a minute. We'll wait. Okay. The moral to the story, though, ends. This sets the tone. If you own a condo at Vino Bello and you know that it costs 600 and something for a hotel room, see, look at this. 2 queen beds. This is a studio unit that costs $664. It's $1,600 total. In case you weren't paying attention, the 1 bedroom at Vino Bello was $1,435 from online prices. This unit cost more. And look out, what else? I don't see a balcony out here on their studio. Notice again, studio, 1 king bed, deluxe room, 1 king bed. These are studios, ladies and gentlemen, at the hotel. Look at this. Vineyard View, $802. Sleeps 2. They don't even have a sofa sleeper over here. People are booking these up. Look at this, 6 left of this unit. 6 left of this double bed unit. That's crazy for the same dates. So you tell me, if you own a condo at Vino Bello, not the hotel itself, you own a condo, you for sure are going to charge your 1 bedroom, you're going to charge $499 a night, right? Because the hotel allows you to set the stage. So everybody that has a hotel, Larimar, right, has a hotel. This is where Vino Vista Cana and the beach, this is where, in my opinion, they messed up. All right. That's the only thing. It's not really a mess up, but they messed up. If you had a hotel and you're charging people $600 per night, that means all the condo owners, that means they can charge less. I have a 1 bedroom. I can charge less than what they're charging for a studio unit, which is what I do. I don't charge $600 a night for a 1 bedroom. I charge like $499 because the HOA fees don't cost that much. So I can I can charge $300 if I wanted to for a 1 bedroom. That's how crazy this is. So the fact that they raised their prices so high, which is $700, $800 per night after tax, I can charge $499, $529, $579 during prime times. It's in the fives, $579 to $599 if it's like July, in the month of July, in the month of October when it's grape crushing season and all that. It's up to $599 a night for the 1 bedroom. These guys are spending $1,600 to stay at the Meritage, and they could stay next door for like 30% less. This is what you want to be able to do when you have your real estate property and condos and villas. It's a value because now I sit there and I tell people, you have a jacuzzi tub in your room. You have a fireplace. You got a full kitchen. And you still get to use all the amenities that they have. But here's the funny thing. They can't come over and use the children's or the family pool area. They can't come over and use the family pool area because their key won't work. But my key will work to the all adults pool. My key will work to go to the fitness center over at the Meritage. My key doesn't need to work because everybody can go to the bowling alley, game room, and other lounge area. And we can all go to the restaurant. And we can all go to the other bar as well. So all of that has a value. And then when you say, hey, it's not downtown. Okay, it's not downtown. It's true. But the fact is, when you throw in, hey, there's a free shuttle to go downtown, all of a sudden everybody's like, whoa, this is pretty sweet. I want to show you something else, though. Let me see if they have them. Here's what happened. They actually have an estate suite now. 900 square feet, but it still sleeps 2 people, and they're getting $1,000 per night, and they only have one left. Can you believe this? Because it's 900 square feet. That's pretty big. So people are going to spend this on a studio unit that's 900 square feet. So what do you think I'm going to be charging for a 2-bedroom at Vino Bello, right? $799, $899, $999. Exactly. It ranges depending on the dates. So it's going to range. Cheapest one right now, $829 a night on a weekend, up to $1199 for Bottle Rock. So Bottle Rock is May 25th through the 29th, let's call it. All right. So this gives you an idea. So this is how you're able to play off of the amenities that there are and when there's hotel units around. And this is why we want hotels like at Larimar, when you have 5-star hotels, and those 5-star hotels, if they're charging $500 per night, that means people that have a 1-bedroom can charge $300 or $250 per night. That's the advantage that you want. So just keep all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Anybody have any other questions about that? But I just had to go off on that a little bit because you guys don't understand. There's a significant situation that occurs where you get to create a higher value, not because you did anything special, but it's because you bought at the special location. That's what you get to do. All right, let's go. Okay, let's go. Raydell Cabezas. Love tour show, Eric. Have 3 properties at the beach downtown. Your info is very helpful. Raydell Cabezas, congratulations on your beach properties. Let me know which one. Are we talking about at the beach? Or are we talking about at the arena? What size unit did you get? Now, Mr. Cabezas, let me know what you think about the beach at this point. Because if you have 3 properties, that means you probably bought 2020, 2019, something around that time. And as you know, at that time, there was something said differently, right? So you know there was supposed to be a hotel, restaurant, bar, spa, events room, all kind of things like that, which now turns into the Palmeiras condos, which has none of that. The hotel would have mattered. And let me know what you think, because they went well beyond delivery dates. And let me know what contract you have. Because do you have the first contract or do you have the second contract where they can raise the price up to 25% more on delivery? Because that's a major situation as well. But congratulations on your purchases. The beach, in case everybody doesn't understand, even though I have my reservations, but at one time they were ranked in the top 5 because of the way they were designing it, but they changed the design. But it's beautiful. I mean, the buildings, I mean, it's like spectacular how the white and the way they have the design of the buildings. It's going to be spectacular. But what's not going to be spectacular is we don't know what the amenities are. There's none. They just have the beach, the water, the lagoon area. They're going to have a volleyball court. They're going to have a restaurant. I mean, not a restaurant, a little bar area on the water. But what about, I don't know about a fitness center. I don't know about game rooms. I don't know about the barbecue grills under a pavilion or gazebo. I don't know what they're doing. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Let us know what size units you got at the beach. Congratulations. But did you get another property at a different location? That's the $1 million question. All right. And before I forget, hold on a second. Before I forget something, let me show you something. Here you go. Okay, Trinitas Cellars. Okay, first of all, remember the winery, Trinitas Cellars, 2-minute walk. That's what it is. Okay, what I want to see is, do they do downtown? They don't do downtown. Napa, Napa Valley College, Napa, Eagle Vines, Bear, blah, 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 blah. No, they don't give you what's downtown. So I'm going to do it for you. Let's see if this will come up. Let me show you something. For all those people that say, hey, these projects, it doesn't have to be Larimar Cruise on Land. Some people start going, well, it's out at Macau. It's out at Hard Rock. It's too far away. Okay? I want you guys to understand. Here's Meritage right here. Okay? Here's Napa down here. All right? This is the distance. Wait, that's not it. Hold on a second. Let me see something. I think I'm reversed here. Let me see something. Did I mess up? What's happening? I think I messed up. That's not it. I'm doing, we're south. So Meritage is here, and I saw Napa, but that's not Napa there. Meritage is here, and we have to go in town. I went the wrong way. You can't even see it. They're blocking. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it this way. Okay. Napa's there. So I was going the wrong way. Anyhow, look at this distance here. The Meritage is here. All of this way is like 4, 5, 6 miles. I can't really remember. Here's downtown, just say in this area. Oxbow Commons is a nice place. They have restaurants and bars and eateries at the Oxbow Commons. That's usually a drop point. And then downtown Napa is a drop point. So all those people who buying projects and they go, hey, it's not close enough to downtown. Hey, it's not close enough to this or that. People are paying $1,000 a night to stay out here 5, 6 miles away in the middle of nowhere. And here's downtown Napa, which is the place everybody wants to stay. I don't know why, but they do. And who cares? Because they have a free shuttle and you drop them off downtown. But they're getting all these amenities that nobody else downtown, hotel, or anything has. You can stay at the Hyatt. They don't have all this stuff. Sure, they have a pool and a fitness center. That's all you're going to get. You can stay at the Westin Versa. They got pool. They got restaurant, bar. Cool. That's all you're going to get. But no bowling alleys, no game rooms, no children's pool areas, no adult-only pool areas, no winery on site, no vineyards on site. Because you can walk around the vineyards, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Do your proposal up at the vineyard. All right? Overlook the vineyard. You can see the valley when you're up there, by the way. All this you can't pay for, and you can't get downtown. But I'm going to show you this right here because it wouldn't be fair. Because you're thinking, okay, check this. I call it Westin Versa, but it's called Verasa. But anyhow, I always called it Versa. Sorry. But anyhow, look at this. These are hotel rooms, and I'm going to do the same dates. Where are we? June 9th through the 11th, right? Because that's kind of like prime time for Napa. Summertime. Don't go in summertime. It's crowded. All right. Let's see if Westin Versa is it's not even available. It's downtown. Now, I'm going to let you guys get a preview. We'll go to Westin Versa. So it's not available. We can't even stay there because everybody goes, it's not even downtown in reality, but people, it's in Napa proper. So people say, I want to stay there. I want to stay there. Okay, here's the Westin Versa. All right. I'm going to have to, I can't really show much, but this just gives you an idea. This is in Napa. See, unlock Napa Valley, whatever. Look at this. Look at this hotel room. People are spending $500 a night because it's a Westin. 1-bedroom king. In fact, I can't do it, right? We don't have it available. We don't have it available, but maybe tonight's available, but June is not. June is booked up. Can we do tonight? Yeah, we can do tonight, but tonight's this isn't prime time in Napa. This is the time you should go to Napa, starting around April, quite frankly, April, May, because it's not that crowded. But as soon as you get to summer through November, you're going to have problems. On the weekend, you're going to have issues. So I'm trying to see if we can see it. I'll show you the Westin Versa, which is actually in Napa. And then you'll see what I'm referring to. But it looks like I can't. Oh, here we go. All right. Is that right? Is that right? I don't think it's right. Let's see here. Let's see here. We can get it. View rates. So you see these sorry rooms, right? I'm just saying. To me, they're sorry rooms. But people are spending. Here we go. Look at this. Here we go. The same as Vino Bello. Same, or well, actually more. These are studio units. The same as the Meritage. Except, like I said, at the Westin, there is no game room. There's no bowling alley. There's not multiple bars and lounge areas. It's a nice place. But look at the prices. This is what they're spending to stay in Napa. And so is there a stretch that they're going to spend that to stay at the Vino Bello or the Meritage? No. And once people find out what the Meritage has, now you understand why they can charge as much as they can charge. Because most people would say, I can't charge as much because they're way outside of town. But they're charging just as much as the Westin Versa. I call it Versa. Westin Versa at downtown Napa or in Napa proper. Just letting you guys know. So anyhow, we turn this into, these are assets you need to get right now. Don't be playing around, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So Raydell Cabazas, you own 3 properties at the beach with the Crystal Lagoon. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. Yes, 3 at the beach at Punta Cana City Place, 2 1-bedrooms, and a 4-bedroom penthouse. Damn. Raydell Cabazas, congratulations on that penthouse. The penthouses are sweet. I will say that. The people have shown videos. Those are sweet. That beats the 4-bedroom, the 3-bedroom with the maid's quarters that they made. The 3-bedroom with the maid's quarters, the living room, dining room area is so small, it's unbelievable. But they rectified that. The 4-bedroom penthouse, the living room and dining room is twice as big. And I love the deck that they have. That unit, the appreciation on that unit is going to be off the charts. That unit is special. So congratulations on that penthouse unit, man. Which phase are you in? Which building are you in? That's the question. Vanessa Comma Gates in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And it's appropriate. Miss Seamless Genius is in the house. And she has the icon next to her name. So very nice to see you once again. It says, hey, Boston SSN fam, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you as well. And here it is at the end of March. How are we doing on the Airbnb of malls? How are we doing with that? I want to hear, because we're getting close to the end. You're going to have to re-up for another 3 months, which actually should be all good. Because if you were able to do the first 3 months at the end of last year, the first 3 months at the beginning of this year, then it's all gravy from this point on, because more people should be out handling business and shopping. Curious, when did you purchase at the beach? When will your properties be ready? Oh, yikes. I had considered the beach, but was concerned about delays in the units. George's Charles, they've all been delayed by years. Eric also had history with the beach too. Yes, he knows. Hopefully. Hi, Eric. We bought. Okay, so see, he's got the older contract. He's not all mad. So bought in 2019 and have an older contract. Not sure what's happening with Palmyra, but I have a 1-bedroom unit there. We have a 1-bedroom arena and a 4-bedroom penthouse Soleil. Well, all I can say is the 4-bedroom penthouse makes up for everything, because the price in 2019 wasn't the 4-bedroom penthouse like 230 or 240, something like that. Man, that thing's worth like 400 G's right now or more after they do an appraisal, because that thing is off the charts. In case you guys haven't seen this 4-bedroom, the deck is huge. The living room, dining room, kitchen area, huge. Then you go downstairs, and downstairs, all the bedrooms are nice size, but it's like another living room area. It's off the charts. It's exceptional. And the price he got for it in 2019, he's going to wait till whenever it's built. I can guarantee you that. And he got a 1-bedroom at the arena, which would have been, what was it, 89? I think it was 89,000. Might have even been less, because it was 89,000 at the beach. So the arena could have been less than 89 grand. So he's keeping that one too. And then the 1-bedroom at Palmyra, I thought they only had studios. I think those were under 100 grand too. So his price points are all good. He's got 3 units, and I think if he did it right, they're like, that's 450,000 all total or under. So that's pretty damn good for the average. So he's going to be fine. He'll be able to get $450 rent out of all 3 of those. In fact, the 4-bedroom itself, he's going to be able to get like $400 a night for that easily. That sleeps like 8 people. 2019 is a long time. What is the latest update on delivery? Oh, I really hope you get your property. It's not going to be soon. He's in building 5. They just finished. Actually, it's designed. I don't think there's no delivery coming. I think they might have went out there and checked it out. So it's in the first phase. It's built, but I don't know if it's finished. He'll let us know. What is the newest delivery date? Up there you go. He says we bought it $300K. They're saying it's now worth $509. Exactly. I believe it, because it was like I say, I thought it was like 236 or 256, but okay, $300K. It was cheap. I gotta say, it was cheap. It was hella cheap. And I gotta say, the penthouse unit, out of all the units that they've built, the 2-bedroom is decent. And then all the rest are a disappointment, except the penthouse is exceptional. The penthouse is something special. It's not because of square footage. It's because of the way they designed it, and the terrace and the living room go together, and the high ceilings, and the way they made downstairs. It's off the charts. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I got to give them that. And they have the jacuzzi on the deck. It's beautiful. If you guys were on social media, you would have seen, I did a video on Reels on Instagram. I have a reel of this penthouse unit. It's pretty sweet. And they have the maid's quarters in back. So it's pretty sweet. What do you think of Eric's top 3 projects in Punta Cana? Have you seen Eric's videos? Yep. But he's locked in. He doesn't have to pay the 25% extra. So he's locked in. I don't know about the Palmyra, but because at that time, Palmyra really didn't exist. It was supposed to be for hotel was where Palmyra is going to be. So again, all right, get your financial freedom papers, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about it tonight. Real estate is a way to get your financial freedom papers, except if the interest rates are what they are and you have to qualify, then that puts you out of it, right? But if somebody tells you, hey, you can give me 10% down, you can buy an apartment that costs, condo that costs $220,000, and you're going to pay me roughly $2,800 a month for 8 years. All right, 10% down, $2,900 a month, 9.7% interest for 8 years. That's 96 payments. Now, you have to keep in mind, I'm glad we had Redell here, because he bought his penthouse at $300,000. He's probably right. It probably is worth 500 G's. because it's sweet, ladies and gentlemen. Far and away, this is the best unit at the beach. So he bought it. He has, in essence, $200,000 worth of equity. All right. So this is what makes it special. If you were able to get into this, and you can do all of these because there's no credit check, no qualifying to buy these pre-constructions. But the guys that are building Sabana inside Vista Cana, this is the deal they have. They tell everybody you have to put 20% down. But we had a person here in the SSN Nation that was seeing if they could put 10% down. And that's what the numbers came to. 10% down. They agreed. You're going to have to pay $2,900 per month for 8 years. But here's the kicker. At the end of 2 or 3 or 4 years, that condo could be worth $400,000. So you could actually go in and refi it so you won't have a 9.7. So that way you can reduce your monthly payment. Just like what can happen with Raydell is when he gets his, depending on how they do these things, he could say, okay, I'll take a note for whatever he wants. He could say, okay, my payoff is 200 and what is it going to be? 30%, 90. So 200,000, let's say. That's how much he's going to have to pay. The thing is worth 500. In theory, it's not really theory. What he could do with the mortgage lender, if they don't deliver now and they deliver a year from now, when the interest rates are coming down and mortgage deals are going to be different, that time he's going to be able to show them, hey, I paid this amount for 3 years. He's seasoned in reality. They're going to say, hey, wait, he paid this amount for 3 years. He could actually say, hey, you know what? Give me $300,000. And he could take like $100,000 and then go buy another asset. So now he can, or pay off his other asset, pay off one of the other units. And so, and those units also will have risen in price. So now he has one unit paid off. He has another loan value, and he still has equity in all of his buildings. And whenever he wants to tap into that to actually buy more assets, he can do that. So congratulations, Raydell. Even though I got to be full disclosure, the beach is not one of my favorite properties because, as you know, Raydell, in 2019, you know what the deal was. It was the hotel deal. It was the free transportation down to our own beach club. It was, we're going to have this golf course maybe over here. We're going to actually have, there's going to be a build out of restaurant, bars, and this, that, and the other over here. And so I was like, no, it's not on any master plan, so I'm not going to count that. But then all of a sudden, a year later, they started talking about, well, we're going to actually have a soccer field over here, a children's play area over here. We're going to have a grill area, barbecue grill area, seating area with the gazebo over here. They started adding these little structures. And so then I was like, oh, this is worth it now. Now you're starting to talk. You're adding some other extra amenities within the complex. This is pretty sweet. Then when I went there and I was like, hey, wait a minute, this lagoon thing doesn't look that big. How are you going to have all these people living here? And there's hardly, the lagoon needs to be like all the way up to the first phase, buildings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It needs to come all the way up here and then go about 15, 20 feet out. But this is way over there. I'm like 50 yards from that thing. So that was starting to be the first little chink in the armor when you actually went there. It was like, what's going on? But nonetheless, yeah, I was still going to get something there because I thought they were doing the right thing. Then as it turns out, they're like, delivery's not going to be until this. Your new contract says up to 25% increase in price. So that would mean even though you would have paid $300, can you imagine you wake up and you're getting ready to do delivery and they say, hey, it's $375, $370 now. I don't think too many people are going to be happy if they do that, right? So Raydell doesn't have that contract unless they made him re-sign one. So we will see. We will see. I think he is correct, Georges Charles. Cruise on Land is looking awesome. Raydell, thank you so much for that. There's nobody that can top it. Well, something that I left out on Cruise on Land is that they actually have a transportation. Just like Vino Bello that I mentioned, They also have transportation. They're saying they're going to take people to and from the airport and to the beach and to other places. Originally, that's what they said, but we're going to find out. Right now, they're saying to the airport. The realtors are saying to the beach. So we're going to find out, because I thought it was to both locations. But either way, the airport is major to me. I don't really care about the beach. Why? Because at Cruise on Land, they have their own man-made beach. They have two little lakes, man-made lake, man-made beach. All right. So I don't really care about the beach. I care about people be getting, when they land, they can make a call and be like, hey, I'm here, come get me, or prior arrangements. And they're taking me to the resort. And at the resort, I don't have to leave. I got restaurants, I got bars, I got basketball, I got pickleball, I got tennis, I got a driving range, I got running trails, cycling trails, CrossFit, I got racquetball courts. It's off control. We got recording studios, we got a nightclub. I mean, just it goes on and on. We got places to eat here. I don't have to leave. I got a water park, we got a casino, we got an amphitheater in case there's some music that's happening. I don't have to leave. Who cares about the beach? I don't need to go see the salt water and smell the salt water. I can stay right here on this man-made sandy beach under the umbrella, under the palapa trees. Bring me my drink, just like I'm at the beach. Except I don't have to be walking back, looking for a ride, doing anything crazy. Again, ladies and gentlemen, there's a value to, if I'm okay, let's go a different route. Let's say, for the sake of argument, I got a condo. I'll use a perfect one. The Woods. Cheap condos. Cheap. They have a pool, and I don't even think they have a fitness center. All right? That's it. Now, they're a little ways from downtown. All right? They're like in the Brisas area, I believe. That's what I'm going to call it, in the Las Brisas area. It's on the other side of Primavera. It's somewhere in that area. So these people that are staying at the Woods, they're going to end up spending, like, let's say $50 a night. All right? They're going to see places like, okay, Connor Rock, everybody's spending 100, 130, 120, 99, whatever. So I'm going to stay down here. It's close to downtown. They're going to see everybody over here at the Vista Cana, Primavera Villas. People are charging 120, 140, 150, whatever and up. They're going to go, man, I'm saving money. I'm only spending like 40. I'll even drop it. $40 a night, $45 a night. They're there. Guess what's going to happen? After you go swimming in the pool, you get up and you're going to be like, okay, we're going to go downtown. How are you going to get downtown? You're going to have to either call pseudo Uber or walk. Okay, now you're downtown. Now you're spending money. You don't have a man-made beach. You don't have a nightclub on premises, so you have to always get to downtown to go do anything. It's not like you're going to go in another complex, because all the cool complexes are gated. So you have to get from your Woods project to downtown to go do anything. You're not going to be going, well, maybe you're going to go over to Vista Cana. But are you going to be able to get in? You're not staying there. Are you going to go over to Cruise on Land? You're still going to need transportation, and you're going to have to pay to go to the water park. Oh, and by the way, you're going to have to probably spend $70 a night to go to the water, or $70 a person to get into the water park. You could have just spent $120 and stayed at Cruise on Land and not worried about transportation, nor worry about any food, restaurants, nightclub, bars, volleyballing, basketball, tennis, running, cycling, fitness centers, nothing. So yeah, you can pay $43 a night, but once you get there, you have to leave to do everything else and pay for everything else. So is it worth an extra $100 overall per night when you're going to have to spend possibly $100 per person just to, well, you do have to spend $100 a person to go to Caribbean Lake Village, the water park. $99 for a half day. They give you a knee board and something else. That's $400. 13 and over, $1,400 or $400. So all that adds up. Now you got to get transportation back to your spot. Now you're at your spot. It's 8 at night. You're just like, I forgot to, I don't really want to eat this food that we got, or you forgot to even get any food. Now, guess what? You're looking for a restaurant, or I guess you're going to call Uber or DoorDash or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, if you're staying in another place, you're like, let's just go down to the restaurant and bar, get something to eat. All this stuff matters, ladies and gentlemen, especially if you want to return on your investment. All right. So let's go. All right. She says next marketing material, they will emphasize the airport transportation. Thank you, Georges Charles. What about the beach? So the question is, they have a man-made beach. So are they actually going to transport people to the beach? That's the question. I agree with you. They have a beach and a bunch of amenities, but pickup is a big deal. That's right. That means they're expecting a large volume of people. I don't know if they're expecting it, but it's only prudent. That's why I showed Vino Bello at the beginning. Vino Bello was way outside of town 15 years ago. All right. It was literally in the warehouse section. So people would say, oh man, it's way out of town and it costs extra. Then you start saying, oh yeah, okay, there's a adult pool, there's a winery there, you start listing all the amenities, the bowling alley, the game room, the pool tables, the fitness centers, you start listing all this stuff and they're like, what? It has all this stuff? Wait a minute. Okay. Because I can't get that anywhere else. I'm spending maybe $50 to $100 less per night, but now I have to leave where I'm staying to go do anything, because no place I'm staying has bowling alley, pool tables, dart boards, ping pong tables, and another lounge areas to eat and breakfast area when you wake up, like a Starbucks. No other place has that. So hell yeah, I'm going to stay way out there because you told me that you have a free shuttle that starts at 4 p.m. at night. Does it really matter at this point? If I can get to downtown anyhow, then why am I going to stay downtown and not have all that? I'm going to go out there, pay a little less, and have all that, because I can get to the place at no additional charge. That's where this all comes in. So he's right about the transportation is not for the volume of people. It's actually for the people who say, you know what, I can't get out there. It's the Uber guy or the transportation services is going to charge me $50, $75 to go out there. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait, you don't have to pay anything. As soon as you land, just get your bags, come out to our car or transportation vehicle, and you're out at the spot. You get to the spot, you sign in, get your wristband or whatever, and guess what? Voila. All this is yours. I'm referring to Cruise on Land. And now people are out there and they're realize they get to Cruise on Land and all they know about is, hey, you know what? They have basketball courts, tennis courts, soccer fields, and they got these 2 lakes and they got a water park. But then they get there and they're just like, wait a minute, there's a casino out here? There's shops out here, like a retail shops are here? There's a mini mart out here? There's a recording studio? Hey, there's a concert tonight? Are you serious? That's what's going to happen at Cruise on Land. People are going to go ballistic. They're going to be out there going, oh my God, I'm going to be here for like 5 days. And actually, I can get to downtown if I want. See, I don't know if they're going to do the downtown transportation, but they're going to sit out there and realize they don't have to leave. They're going to go, I can go eat over here at like 4 different restaurants or 3 different restaurants. I can go shopping at the stores here. This is crazy. I can go to the water park anytime. I don't have to sit there and go, well, I have a half a day. I can go every day and it doesn't cost me any extra. That is worth weights in gold. I can go work out at the gym. It's no extra. I can go use the sports courts and sports extra complex, no cost. I can go swimming at any one of these beaches and lakes, no problem. I can go kayaking on these. Sure, we have kayaks over here. I don't know if they're going to charge or not, but I'm just saying maybe an owner would leave a kayak in a room or balcony or something. person has a kayak. Now all of a sudden that's no additional cost. Because if any other place, you're going to have to rent a kayak and you're going to have to pay to get into the area, the Caribbean Lake Park, water park. You're going to have to pay extra to get in, $99 a person for half a day. So this is why the beach, Larimar, and cruise on land, any water sports type of activities, paddle boarding, wakeboarding, as long as they have those, you don't have to pay $99 a person per day. It's included. How much is that worth? Again, this is why the top three are the top three, because you can't beat them. All right. Yeah, he's locked in if he got 2019. I'm already locked into the beach and I'm excited about it. But honestly, if I could have been watching SSN Nation earlier, I may have diversified the cruise on land. Thanks for the info, Eric. Rydell Cabe says, no problem, man. Thank you so much. And thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you very much. And I can tell you right now, the prices that you have to stay at the beach at this point. You don't have, he has the old contract. He's not in fear of when he gets to close on this. He doesn't get the, oh, I'm sorry, it's going to cost you $375,000 for your penthouse. He doesn't have that contract. So that's going to be very interesting. I don't think they've actually done any extra charges for everybody that has the original contracts yet. Maybe he'll know. And also, Rydell Cabezas, isn't you're in building 5, you said. Aren't you on delivery? I think they're done, right? Aren't they done with your unit? So, I mean, have you done your inspection and what do you expect? Because I am still in the owners group. So a lot of people are happy and they're going out to do their inspection, except I don't understand the mindset, because how can you be happy when all they have is, well, the lagoon isn't even full yet, but phase 1 was supposed to have certain things and they have nothing. There's no soccer field or basketball court or whatever they were going to do. Children's playground area, none of that exists. The barbecue grills, there's no pool that exists where the hotel would have been. And there's no hotel, obviously. So that means there's no restaurant, bar, and spa and event room. So those aren't even going to be a thing. So it makes it very interesting. The only thing I want to know is, are they really even going to have the beach club? Do they? And actually, the beach club is the Pearl Beach Club, I believe. So I don't know what that relationship will be. Rydell Cabezas, I am with you. Before I met Eric, some fool realtor tried to sell me a penthouse unit and the amenities were a joke. But you brought on a good price. You should be fine. Yeah, he's going to be fine. His penthouse unit is going to make up for everything else, because people, the way that penthouse unit is built, and it's going to be able to hold, I believe, 10 people. So he can do things that not everybody can do in the complex. And the way that it's designed and the space that it has, 2 different living spaces, so it makes it's awesome. It's cool. That's all I can say. It makes it different. It's that's one of the only penthouse units I've seen, quite frankly. I mean, I've seen them at Conarock, but they're not like the 4-bedroom unit at the beach, because they don't do ups. They don't have a 1 level and then come down and the bedrooms are down here. Theirs is bedrooms are in the 2-bedroom on 1 level. Then you go up to the terrace. Whereas the beach actually is 1 terrace. You're not on top of the roof. You're actually, the big terrace is out front. It's pretty sweet. I got to give him credit on that one. And yes, it should be worth about $500,000. George's Charles, hoping you can get your unit soon. Yeah, exactly. I lost a few thousand on reservation fees before I met Eric reserving bad projects. Thanks to Eric, I bought Cruise, Larimar, Vistacon, and Primavera 4. Thank you. The emerging millionaires there. God bless Eric and this group. Okay, so he's saying no. They're saying September to October. Slow progress process. Rydell Cabezos, are you in the owners group on Facebook? Because I could have sworn that people are in building 5 are doing their inspections. They said there are 4 restaurants in the complex. Okay. Well, again, I don't, where are they going to be? Because since there's no hotel, they made Palmyra the hotel. So are they going to add them somewhere? It's a closed loop. So they can't be in one of the buildings, in one of the, I think it's 24 buildings. It can't be in one of the 24 buildings. And Palmyra, which was going to be the hotel, they changed those to condos and no hotel. And there's going to be, I don't even know if there's going to be a pool there, which I assume there's going to be a pool there. So where are the restaurants going to be? Or are they going to be on the other side of the administrative building? I mean, this would have to be an add-on of some sort that we don't know about, because that would be very interesting. But again, I don't know how they're going to set this up, because Radel Cabe says the problem with the beach at this point is, since they didn't do the hotel, everybody that lives there is an owner. So if they have 4 restaurants, which is interesting, but if they have 4 restaurants, if you have a condo, how often are you going to go eat at a restaurant? That's the question. And if it's not open to the general public, so to speak, what I mean is the general public can't come in and use that man-made beach. So who's going to be eating at these restaurants? That's all I'm saying. Are you really going to have people who own 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom units going to be going down to a restaurant to eat at the, resort prices? How often is that going to happen? That's what I really want to know. This is what I always worry about when you have closed property, so to speak. I don't think they're going to let the general public come in and be like, I want to go eat at the restaurant, so can I get in your security gate? And they're going to say, do you have a reservation? But okay, anybody can make a reservation. So I don't understand. That's why I'm always leery if the complex is not open. At this point, I look at the beach as being a closed complex, because there's no reason for a person to come there unless they're staying there. In other words, when we talk about the others, right? Larimar, Vista Con is now open, and Cruise on Land is open. Primaveral is open. So Primaveral is not really open. I shouldn't say include them. But what I'm trying to say is people from outside who are just in Punta Cana area can drive into Vista Cana and say, hey, I want to go horseback riding, or I have horseback riding lessons. I got tennis lessons at the sports court. I got fitness lessons at the fitness center. I've got a part of the cigar lounge bar, whatever. So you have outside people coming in to contribute to the cost. So when we're at Cruise on Land, the same thing happens. People are coming in from outside saying, yeah, I'm going to pay $70 a person or whatever to go to the water park. Yeah, I'm going to come to this casino and use it. Oh, you're having a concert at the amphitheater. Okay, yeah, you're good. You can come in. Those people are the same people that's going to be walking by the stores and going in the stores and shops and restaurants and bars and things like that, because you have extra people coming in and they're going to be utilizing those services. So that is the difference. Larimar, it goes along those same lines. People are going to be staying at the hotel. So those same people, when they're on the boardwalk, they're going to be using the restaurants, the bars, and hanging out, doing their thing, and helping with that. When people go golfing at the golf club, the 18-hole golf club, other people like going golfing. They're going to utilize the golf club. They're going to be paying. And some people from outside are going to be joining that club. So therefore, they can go golfing at Larimar. So these are the type of things that are going to come up. And then when you have Larimar and you go, well, okay, I don't have to leave because there's a mall, there's a movie theater, there's an amphitheater, there's restaurants, there's nightclubs and all this within, half a mile away or whatever. You're sitting there like, well, I don't have to go downtown. I don't have to leave. So again, you're still sitting in a situation. The beach is blocked as far as I know. So even if they have 4 restaurants, what good is it? It's not like you're going to have outside people coming over there unless it's open to the public, but then you don't have any attractions. So why would the public even come over there? And I damn sure don't want the public using my beach. That's all I'm saying. I don't want them using the beach because the owners, the owners only have a beach. It's not like we have 3 beaches here or something. This is why I have a little pet peeve about what they do at Vistacana right now when they have Yosai CrossFit using the beach area for their own little private games. I'm just like, hold on a second. If owners live here and now you're saying, okay, we're going to block off the beach so these guys can do their CrossFit games on a Saturday for all day, I'm just like, I'm not down with that. Owners live here. Are they paying our HOA fees? I mean, I don't, I'm not down with none of that. They're not giving Panorama Garden, Panorama Lake, or whoever they are, and saying, "Hey, here's $1,000, or here's $1,500, or here's $5,000." No, I don't want to hear none of that. I want to hear, yeah, you charge them 10 grand or 15 grand to run this event, and you're paying it towards our HOA fees. That's what I want to hear. That's the only way I'm giving up any. You guys can have the beach area for an all-day event. That's crazy. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a little bit too much. I'm like, because now you got people trashing. I shouldn't say trashing the place. You have usage. And whenever you have usage, there's cleanup. There's deterioration of some sort. So that's all I'm saying. And so they'll allow somebody to come over here and have like 200 people filling up your location. Meanwhile, people are paying HOAs and they live there. I'm like, hold on a second. That's not the idea here. But if you're going to sit here and say everybody that's coming in and is going to be in this thing and they're charging $100 and that goes to the house and that pays down our maintenance fees or HOA fees, I'm down. That's how it should be. You coming in here, you pay to come in here. If you don't own or live here, or a guest, you got to pay to get in these gates. If you want to go use these services, here's your wristband. This allows you to go to the beach area. You gave us some money to come in here. That's what you made this attraction for. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be where people can just roll in and be like, yeah, I'm having fun at your expense. That's not ownership right there. All right. So all I'm saying is I don't see how the beach is set up that way quite yet. Maybe they'll change their ways. Also, even if units are done, I heard they may not have the amenities. And what about security? Yeah, that's the thing right now. This is not going to be ready. Right. Case, when you get delivery, does your contract say they have to deliver it with amenities? I'm trying to think. The beach contract, actually, his contract's not going to say anything about amenities because at that time, there was no soccer field or basketball court. There was no children's playground area. There was no barbecue areas in the back with the gazebo and the pavilion type. That wasn't even on the board. So the only thing I think the thing said was the lagoon. Actually, there's something else that it said. I think it was the lagoon and hotel and pool. I think that was part of the thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was part of the thing. They're starting to deliver building 1, 2, and 3. Yes, exactly. Management at the beach informed us that Palmyra will still have a restaurant and amenities on the first floor of the building. So it's going to take the hotel space. That's great news. So if that is great news. So that means they may allow people to come from the outside to go to the restaurants, because I don't envision a ton of guests or owners, especially owners if they live there. I don't envision them going to the restaurant that often, not often enough. So that's good news. If they actually have, well, hopefully they have more than one restaurant. I don't know what amenities they could have. Raydell, you probably know better than I do, because you're probably more, you've been looking at your stuff. But as I recall, I think there was 3 spaces for restaurants, 1 space for spa and resort or spa area, spa and wellness place. And there was another spot that was called an events room. So they actually had those places allocated in the hotel. So if they still have that allocated, I don't know if they're going to bring a spa in now, because again, it's not designed to be open, but they did have the space on the bottom floor. Plus it was set up for a hotel. So they had a front desk area as well. So it was pretty cool. So this is good news. I'm glad to hear they're going to have a restaurant. I hope they keep the place. If they keep it open, well, I don't know what open really means because they don't have any attractions. Even if somebody wanted to go there, what are they going to do? Go to the lagoon? I don't see how that's going to work. I don't think they're going to let people roll in and say, "Hey, I want to use your beach area." They're going to either have to charge them or they can't come in at all. So I don't see how that works. So contrast wise, let's keep it straight. So a person that's coming to Vista Cana, security gates, you're not rolling in. Are you a guest here? Yes, they're on the guest list. Are you live here? Yes, you're on the owner list. You can roll through. Okay. I have my equestrian club. I'm a member of the equestrian club. Okay, you're checked out. You're good. I'm a member of the sports complex or whatever they got going on at the fitness and complex and sports complex. I'm okay, you're good. I'm a member of whatever else. Okay, you're good. Okay, so you have a few extra people coming in. That's a good sign. Cruise on land, that's why they're number 3. Cruise on land is number 1. So I'll go to Larimar, number 2. Larimar. First of all, people are coming to downtown center, which has all the stuff I mentioned before, shops, mall, nightclubs, restaurants, bars. Okay. You either go into the condo complex, so that means you're a guest or you're staying there. But here's the kicker. Inside the condo complex, there aren't really a restaurant except at the golf clubhouse. You're going to have a restaurant. You're going to have a fitness center as well. You got a few things in that clubhouse, but you got to be a member of the clubhouse as far as I know. I don't know if they're going to let you go to use the restaurant, but in most clubhouse situations, you don't have to be a member to eat at the clubhouse restaurant. The country club restaurant is what I'm referring to. So even if you live in a country club environment and they have a restaurant, generally the restaurant is open to the general public. You just being a non-member, you don't get the 5 or 10 or 15% discount. So I'm pretty sure that's how they're going to do it. Now, but the restaurants and bars are on the boardwalk. So now hotel guests and condo owners get to go out there and utilize that area. And keep in mind, Clerk HP owns the land underneath and the whole project. So this is why it's going to probably cost the same $2 per square meter for our HOA fees. And maybe even less because these guys are going to be a smart city. But nonetheless, you have an ecosystem because everybody's staying at the hotels. Those are guests. They're paying for the restaurant, bars, so that contributes to the upkeep of the overall community. Cruise on land, number 1. People come in for that water park, they're paying. People come in for the casino, they're paying. And oh, by the way, there's a casino at Larimar too, so they're paying. People that come in for the amphitheater and concerts, there's an amphitheater at the Larimar, amphitheater at Cruise on Land. That's extra people paying. Extra people paying to go to your casino. You use the restaurants. All of that adds to extra money coming into the pockets of the complex. That's what we want. Because otherwise, our HOA fees are going to skyrocket. So I don't know how it's going to work at the beach. I'm hoping they figure some sort of ecosystem out, but that's what I was fearful of. So just so you know, Raydell, I was getting something at the beach myself, but I had to back out because in my contract, they changed it when I changed up and they said 25%, up to 25% increase. So some people have those after 2021. They started adding it in the latter portion of 2021 as they were skyrocketing the prices, by the way. So it was a travesty. But anyhow, that's the deal. So we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. It's been long enough. So tonight, we got in to get your financial freedom papers. Crucial. Fed says time is now. The reason why they're saying time is now, they already announced that they might cut rates later on this year. They've already said, signaling like it's almost over. We reached our 5% target, 4.7 to 5% target. So I expect a 0.25 next round. Not going to be 0.5. They're going to claim they broke something and everything's going to be fine. And that's going to leave you and everybody else in precarious situation because prices haven't come back down low enough. And when they start cutting rates at the end of this year, all of a sudden, stocks, real estate, everything's going to skyrocket. All right? Just keep that in mind. So we're going to wrap this up. If anybody has anything else to say, let me know. So we only have a few minutes. And by the way, I didn't even play any of the promos, did I? You guys might have saw the trailer. So let me play something different. Let me do something different. I'm gonna play this here. Here's something that's very interesting since we're talking about real estate. So I'm about to play the Pearl Beach Club, one of their promos. This one's the long one. And think about what you see at the Pearl Beach Club. And the only difference is, think about if what's at the Pearl Beach Club, if they're not on the lake, or sorry, on the ocean. Think about not being on the ocean, but having Pearl Beach Club. Now you're understanding the power of Vista Cana, Larimar, Cruise on Land. Because what you see at the Pearl Beach Club, that's what's actually can be done at, and is going to be done at those locations. Plus, throw in Primavera 4 when they make their man-made beach and their clubhouse with the restaurant and bar, pool, and all that. But add in the basketball courts, the soccer fields, the golf driving ranges, and all this other stuff. And now all of a sudden you understand if you lived in that Pearl Beach Club complex and you had your condo there and you didn't have the ocean, would you really care if you had the ocean when you have a man-made beach area? I don't think so. Doesn't work that way. All right. So here you go. And especially you're not paying beachfront prices either. So check this out. I'm going to play Pearl Beach Club because just imagine, that's what I want you guys to do. Imagine you don't own on the beach. And even if you did own at the beach, don't get in love with owning beachfront property. The reason why I'm going to say that from a condo owner that's going to rent something or a villa owner that's going to rent something, every time somebody owns at the beach, the first thing they're asking after they're at the beach is, where's the restaurant? Where's the movie theater? Because, you know, people when they're on vacation, they go do movies too. Where's the nightclub? And you're all like, you do know you're on the beach, right? So if the property doesn't have a nightclub and all this stuff you're asking for, you have to leave the beach. So if you have to leave the beach to go do everything, then why stay at the beach? Because you can always go to the beach when you're on an island. You can get to the beach, but what you can't get to is you can't get to casinos, water parks, malls at the beach, generally. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. There's a huge thing that you're missing out on, and people pay extra to stay at the beach, and all they have there is a pool, a restaurant, a bar that overlooks the beach. That's fine. And then you generally might have a fitness center. But everything else, you got to leave. If you want to go do something, you got to leave. So if I can stay at a complex that has everything, I don't really care about being at the beach because I can get to the beach any day of the week. And it ain't even going to cost you anything because generally when you hang out at a location, you meet other people. And next thing you know, you're like friends and they're like, hey, we got our so-and-so going down to the beach today. You want to come with us? I'm like, okay, I'll hang out for a few hours because I'm not like having to stay with them. If I want to leave earlier, then we're going to go Uber or find a driver to take us back to where we're going. But it's not like I'm going to be there all day, right? Think about how you vacation, ladies and gentlemen. Think about when you go on vacation and you're going to an island or a beach area and you're looking around. Think how you think in your head. So right now, I want somebody to think in their head. Let's say you're going to, I don't really know what's a good spot. Let's just say you're going to one of my favorite places. Let's say you're going to St. Martin. No, we'll make it easier. Let's say you're going to Miami area, Southeast Florida, right? What do you do when you start looking for something? So you're going to Southeast Florida. All you're thinking about is, I want to know, I'm going to the beach. That's what you're thinking. I'm going to South Beach. Why are you going to South Beach if you're going to Miami? Think about this. Why does everybody want to go to South Beach? Nightclubs, bars, hotels, beach, volleyball court, workout in the sand? Or is it because of there's also Lincolnshire Mall that you can get to? Even if you're staying in South Beach, you can go up to, what is it, 15th, 16th, whatever it is, and you get up to Lincolnshire Malls, or you can go to, what is it, Esplanada, I can't remember the name of it, on about 12th, a few blocks over. So that's why people want to hang out at Miami Beach, because of all the amenities. They're not just at the beach. It's unlike any other beach. They sit there and be on Ocean Drive, and they're just like, I got food, I got eats, I got drinks, I can walk across the street to the beach. That's why everybody wants to stay near South Beach. Then you say, hey, you got to stay on Collins Drive. Okay. What side of Collins Drive? Beach side or the other side? People don't care. Some people say, hey, you got to hang out on Washington. Okay. So what? You're 2 blocks over. But the key is, you're not just going to go and stay at Marriott by the airport, right? If you're going down there, you're not going, oh yeah, I think I'm going to stay at Marriott by the airport. That's freaking like 10 miles away from South Beach. That's not your thing, I don't think. Most people aren't going to stay there. You know you're going to go hang out at South Beach. So you're looking for hotels, Airbnbs, that's even a block or 2 or 3 from the ocean, anywhere near South Beach. And you're staying there because that's where all the amenities are. You're not going to a place that is like, you're not going to be staying out at Brickell. Well, you wouldn't have been staying out in Brickell until recently. But all I'm saying is, you're not going to stay in certain locations when you go to Miami. You don't see people on social media talking about, yeah, I'm over here on out here by the airport. You don't see them hanging out saying, oh, I'm over here at Liberty City or something. I mean, come on. Stop playing with yourself out here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to think about as a guest. All right. You have to think as a guest. If you're a guest and you're going to Miami, your mind is thinking South Beach. That's what your mind is thinking. Your mind is not thinking, I'm going to go stay over here in Coral Gables. Right? You're not thinking that. You're thinking, I'm going to South Beach. Just like if you said, I'm going to Key West. You're not thinking you're going to be in the first part of that before you get to Key West. You're not thinking I'm going to stay at Marathon. You're thinking, I'm going to Key West. That's the difference, what I'm trying to say. So this is what's going to happen in Punta Cana as well. When people say, I'm going to Cap Cana, they're not thinking I'm going to stay at Punta Cana. They're going to go to Cap Cana because they know the 5-star hotels. They know the Juanillo Beach. They know the awesome golf course if people like golfing. They know there's other amenities there as well. Fine foods, that goes a long way. The beaches are pristine. 5-star luxury. They know what they're getting. They don't care about staying at Punta Cana because it's $50 a night. They're like, F that. I'll spend $500 a night because I like the amenities. I love the atmosphere. So that's what you have to think about. You're thinking about retail. You're thinking about people that's coming. So think about that when you're buying real estate around the world. If you're doing short-term or long-term rentals, mostly short-term, that's what your mindset has to be. All right. Okay. Looks like we don't have any other comments about this tonight. We're ending it. And I want to thank everybody again. I love all of you. Thank you so much. You guys are the only reason this keeps me going at this, because hopefully we're making a difference in people's lives. And so far, I got to tell you something. The Punta Cana situation and the Miracle Cash and More Ring of Fire situation, the Debtbox Node crypto situations. In fact, I got to say that makes me very proud because we have had some L's. Let's not get it twisted. With any investment, any contributions of any sort, we have taken L's, right? When we were doing those passive income crypto projects like 2 years ago, they were going great for the first half of 2021. Then all of a sudden, at the third quarter of 2021, things started melting down and those things went poof. All right. They weren't sustainable, apparently. So they went poof. So we took L's. We took L's on the My EasyTron, right? Now, you can only put in what you can afford to lose on any investment. You don't throw in everything. But the fact is, for every time you take an L, you have to try again. So even if you take an L, you still got to try again. And then you get some winners. And the real estate property projects, no matter which one you got in pre-construction over the last 3 years or 4 years, everybody's going to win. Doesn't matter who you are. Even people at the beach is going to win. People at the woods is even going to win, because the value of all properties are going to go up. It's just that theirs won't go up as much as other people's because they don't have any amenities. So instead of their properties going up to 200,000, theirs might only go up to 120. So those are the differences. All right. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to wrap this up. If you tried to get into the chat room and couldn't, it's because it's Wednesday night where it's members only chat. On Monday and Friday nights, then it's open to everybody. I want to thank our new member, Raydal Cabezas, for being in the house tonight. He is actually a Punta Cana member, owner at the beach. He got 3 units there, which is impressive. Arena and 2 at the beach itself. And he has the best unit. The 4-bedroom is the best unit. The 4-bedroom penthouse. That's the best unit that they have in the project. He had the foresight to see it, and he bought it at $300,000, which was way overpriced, shall I say, for the area. He could have bought villas. He could have bought 2 villas for that. But he had the foresight to buy a $300,000 penthouse. And as it turned out, it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. Spectacular is what I can say. It beats the 4-bedroom or the 3-bedroom with the maid's quarter unit. It's not even, it's so much better than that. It's awesome. Like I said, 2 living room areas, which is needed. The way it's designed up top, a large living dining room area combo, large deck. It's spectacular. So that property, he's saying it's 500,000, which I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. It has to be somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know what they're selling them for now. Quite frankly, they're probably 400 or 500. I don't know. So we'll find out when people have to start paying for their units, because they're going to have appraisals, and then we'll know for sure. But it wouldn't surprise me. Double. George's Charles, if he's still listening, this is exactly what's going to happen with his properties. He's got, if this is the indication of what's going to happen, you buy $400,000 worth of property, it goes up 40. What is that? 40%, roughly 40%. That's your mill. So there you are. Like I said, the emerging millionaire, it's going to happen in less than 2 years. Well, 2 years, it'll happen. 2.5 years, we'll be at that number. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody who's been here. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, please, and click the all notification bell if you like what I'm talking about. And please join us on Friday at 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Since I've been talking about this subject matter, I'm going to drop this tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping a video that has to do with the real estate. I'm going to be dropping another video that has to do with the Fed rate hike too. But I'm going to be dropping a video about real estate in Punta Cana, because after I dropped the top 3, now people may not understand why there's a monetization factor based on the top 3. Some people may be confused as to why it would be the top 3 just based off the amenities. Now I'm about to show people why the amenities matter. Because simply put, I'll keep using the Caribbean Lake Park as an example. If you want to go a half a day, in fact, I'll just end this shortly, but since I'm here, let's just go. Caribbean Lake Park, Punta Cana. I'll just go here and show you, so that way it stands. There won't be any confusion. So we're going to go to Caribbean Lake Park. And just so you understand, this is what somebody who's just bought a normal condo And they said, hey, I want to stay downtown, and I'm going to be staying at the Central Park condo. Central Park condos, yes, they were cheap, but all they have is a pool. All right. So you're not going to be doing kayaking, paddle boarding, or nothing in the pool. So even if you stay at the beach, at least people can do kayaking and wakeboarding. But here you go, half day with wakeboard, $99 a person per day. And here's what you get: 2 hours of wakeboard or kneeboard equipment. That's it. That's it. All right. So look at this over here, which is even more insulting. Whole day with wakeboard or kneeboarding equipment included, $129 and $60 with kids, price with food. All right. So you have 4 people with you. You're either spending, well, it depends on how old your kids are, but let's just say they're 13. So that's 4 times 129. So that's 430, 260, 520, $520 for one day. Or you're going to be spending $400 for one day. You could have a wakeboard and kneeboard and paddleboard at any of the top 3 places, and you can go anytime, any day. And if you want to go 2 or 3 or 4 days, you don't have to spend that $400 every day. You don't even, it doesn't even come in an equation. I guarantee you most parents will be, after they spent that first $400 or $500, they're going to be like, and the kids go, hey, can we go back to the water park again? They're going to be like, wait, that cost us like $400 or $500. What are you talking about? Oh, we want to go again. You really going to spend $1,000 on your vacation for 2 days at the water park? Are you serious? When there's places that you could stay that have this, this is insane, right? So this is just an example of what's going to happen once these other projects are built and why other projects have to upgrade. All right. And that'll all be in the video that I'm going to be providing so people understand how you're going to win here. And this also generally holds true for no matter which projects you buy. It doesn't have to be Punta Cana. It could be in Miami, like I said. It could be in Philippines. It could be anywhere. It can be in Texas for all I care. But you have to understand what you're working with, because competition matters. You just can't sit there and go, I have a 2-bedroom penthouse, and it could be anywhere in that city. Meanwhile, other people have a 2-bedroom regular, and they're sitting there going, oh yeah, we have 4 restaurants. We have 3 bars. We have nightclubs. We have casino. We have man-made beach. We have, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I want to charge $250 a night. And somebody's looking at this other guy over here like, well, he's charging $175 a night and he has all this stuff. Why would I stay there? All you have is a pool and a fitness room. So all that adds up. So once again, we'll end this tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, I know it's hard out here, but knowledge is very powerful, especially at this time. You're going to have to find that extra streams of revenue because they're giving you a lifeline. This will be your last lifeline as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty serious about this. I really think this is it, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to have any way to get back to this situation that you're able to do right now. If things do something crazy, which it could happen, if, let's just give you some what ifs, if things went up 20% again, or 50%, food prices go 50%, 20% for utilities and anything else, what are you going to do with the same job, same income coming in? What are you going to do? And what are you going to do when the cost of everything that you say, hey, I want to live, I need an apartment, and they say, oh, you know, that 1-bedroom apartment is, well, they're doing it already, $3,000 a month. Oh, you want to live in a house? Great. If you want to rent from us, that's $4,500 per month. If you want to buy from us, it's $800,000. So you're going to have to lock in something now. You're going to have to lock in, whether it's going to be land that you're going to have, whether it's going to be some part ownership of something. You're going to have some asset. Otherwise, you're going to be like Europe, where people who are 70 years old, 75 years old, they have to actually go out and figure out getting another job because their money couldn't last for the time that they retired, because inflation ran rampant, 20%, 25%, 15% year over year over year. You can't sustain that for 10 years and think everything's going to work out fine. All right. So again, I love you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for our new member, Raydel Cabezas, for being in the house tonight and sharing his knowledge and his ownership at the beach with us. That was greatly appreciated. And I thank you so much. And I humbly appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure, while it is hard out here, don't stop. Keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.